Good evening, guys. Welcome into another night of Disney Cafe Chat. Well, if anybody that was here last night knows we had a bunch of shenanigans last night. Hold on one second, guys. Just taking something. But anyways, welcome in, guys. Hopefully, we'll have a few more people here. I know that Dad Builds is going on. Um, anyways, welcome in, guys. We'll have some things to cover tonight, and we got some good things to discuss coming up on this channel. Obviously, we got some other things that I've discussed with some of my moderators today. We had a Zoom call meeting for Give the Kids the World, which we'll discuss a little bit tonight. Hopefully, we'll have some more people coming and joining us fairly soon here. But I hope everybody is having a great Saturday. Hey, Samara, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see. Oh boy, did you miss? Well, let's see. You missed the pepper of us. You missed the pepper of a live stream last night. Three weeks till Lago Mar. Nice, Tamara. And I do. Yeah, he was sleeping. Well, some people were sleeping. Oh, your dad got paper towels at Costco. Oh boy. Oh well, hey, it is what it is. Oh, for a science experiment. Uh-oh. Oh well, hey, if it's something that works for him, Jason, welcome in, Jason Thibodeau, welcome in. Are you ready for? Are you not? Are you ready? Or are you that? Are you ready for another night of shenanigans? Because you don't know what's going to happen. Ugh. You got pizza in the wind, blew the cheese off. Oh, jeez. Jersey girl. Well, Jersey girl, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in, guys. Always. You ready? Good, because I know Jason. Jason was in here, and it's good to see you, Jersey girl. You've been in. You know what? I've seen you in. Have you been in Pete streams and that? Seems like we've seen you. I've seen you around the. I've seemed like I've seen you around the Disney community somewhere. Yes, your cruise is really soon. That is awesome, Samara. You were there. Okay. Your name looks familiar, so I thought I might have seen you in some of the Disney community things. But well, welcome into to the well, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it. You're gonna see here. You're gonna find out we do talk about Disney stuff. We're more relaxed. We definitely not staying at a Motel 7. Well, not everybody stays at a Motel 7 or 6. You know, try not to have bugs on you. Try not to have bugs. Oh boy. Yeah, I kind of agree. Not all hotels are like that, though. Not all hotels are like that. Um, but hey, yeah, it's all good, and hopefully you have a good. You like hotels without dogs trying to sleep? Okay. Well, hey, hopefully, yeah, you get a few. I've gotten lucky. I know. Listen, you don't see too many dogs at Disney resorts, and you get plenty of sleep. Except the problem is you lose sleep because you're hanging out at the parks till late in the hours of the night. Yep. You're scared of dogs? Well, yeah, but Pluto. Listen, Pluto is pretty nice. I mean, what can you say? Yeah, book it real good. Of course, yes. Um, well, guys, we got a few things to discuss tonight. I'm trying to wait till we get some more people in here. Welcome into all those that is coming in here. Again, welcome in, Jersey Girl. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming to the channel tonight. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it and come back and hang out with us more. Um, we tends to get a little crazy in here at night. Oh boy. Let's see. What is it? It's Saturday night live. 1, 2, 3, cha cha cha. 1, 2, 3, cha cha cha. 1, 2, 3, cha cha cha. Yeah, exactly. It's the cha cha cha. Oh, this is for those that love the Mickey ice cream bars. There's a customizable customized, sizable Mickey ice cream bar arrives at the Goofy's Candy Store in Disney Springs. Ooh, you you need to see this one. Here's your here. Look what arrived to the. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to back up. This just arrived at Goofy's thing. I'm hoping it'll show up. A different type of Mickey's ice cream bar, Samara. Yep. That just arrived at Goofy's Candy Shop in Disney Springs. I can't share the screen because it's on my other phone. Let's see. It is a caramel day with Free Weather's original caramel hard candies. It's a create your own treat station reopened in ooh. So obviously it's something that you get to create at the create. Hey, you like the it looks funny. You like the regular? Paul, nobody said anything about that. I don't know what you're talking about that. Dennis visit by Goofy. Yeah, you keep eating that stuff. Yes. Welcome in, Paul Engel. I have no idea what Stephanie is talking about. I don't know what she heard. Nobody said anything about that. We were talking about Mickey Bar ice cream treats, customable by something. Yeah, that one, yeah, exactly. But that one, that was over. Do I like to collect the cans? No, I don't like to collect the cans. No. And that one was that was a Vorgasm last night. So I have no idea what Paul is talking about when it comes to floorgasm. Hey, you and Stephanie will have to define. You and Stephanie will have to define that one for me, Paul. Otherwise, I'm not going to get into that one. Some new stuff at the. It's for his bowling. It's for his bowling game. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ooh, ice cream truck Sunday. Ooh, here you guys go. This is some new stuff. This is some new. You very know well what that is. You were in here just as much. You were in here last night, Paul. You very well know what that is. I'm not getting into that one again tonight. I am definitely going to try to I am going to try to intercept that one before that one gets way out of control. Hey, Christian Sanchez, welcome in, buddy. Ooh, hey, how do you guys think of this? It's something new at. Dang it! Dang. It doesn't take much for these things to pop back up. One slight touch and wham, you're out. A new ice cream thing, and it's at the Pop Century. You can get the ice cream thing Sunday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, come on. You know you were probably listening, Paul. A few of us did ride the Tron, Christian. Yeah, this is now at the Pop Century. Well, my thing is you better eat it quick. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Samara. It's probably something you got to eat quick, but it does look good. It is a choice of soft serve, chocolate sauce, whipped cream, rainbow sprinkles, cherries, Knickerbocker pieces served in mice and Mickey's. You're listening now, not last night. Well, you're gonna have to talk to somebody else. You'll have to talk to the other people that was here last night, and then crack in the lug. Well, yeah, that not mine, Samara, because I'd get to drive from Disney to up here, so mine would probably survive the luggage. Um, Obviously, the truck is what allures it because it's an ice cream truck. Um, all right, here is a cake bar. What do you guys think of the cake bar? If I can get it to show up. Hold on. Cake bar. Something new. Stephanie asked. Let's see. Ask Jason. Ask John. Spaceship Ears. Ask Molly. Let me see. What? It is a cake pop with buttercream and Skittles pop. Freeze dries. Let Stephanie ask Paul. There you go. Rematch it real good. Oh boy. Yeah. What's the showtime for Fantasmic? Usually Fantasmic goes twice, usually at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock at Hollywood Studios. Christian. Unless it's changed, they usually do at one about 8 o'clock and then one at probably 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Oh, she will tomorrow during the show? Uh-oh. That ought to be that's going to be an interesting Triple C show. Ooh, what do you guys think of this? This is a fruit flavored cereal shake, $7.99. It is a vanilla shake blended with fruit flavored cereal, strawberry topped with strawberry marshmallow, whoopie pie, whipped cream, and cherry. It is a non-alcoholic drink. What do y'all think of this? I kind of like that. That actually kind of looks pretty cool. And then there's a cinnamon roll frozen. The Triple C show Jersey Girl will be at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. I don't know who their guest is, but they usually it's at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Now this is a Joffrey's coffee, cold brew blended with flavors of cinnamon, brown sugar, milk, mocha, topped with whipped cream, non-alcoholic. Looks like an accident. Well, how about this one? Do you guys like this one? Yeah, I don't know though. I still like that. I still like it though. John, Spaceship Bears. There he is. Welcome in, buddy. Aha! This one is mine. It's a Cosmopolitan. It's an absolute citron vodka, Cointreau liqueur, cranberry, and lime. What do y'all think of this? Nah, we're not reviewing coffee. That was just a coffee. These are stuff. This is stuff actually at Pop Century. It's nude food items at Pop Century. An old fashioned. And again, this is stuff that you can get at Pop Century. It's a Buffalo Trace bourbon, Demerara sugar, and bitters. I don't know. This one don't look so good. That one don't look so good. Of course, he had to repeat it. I keep telling him we're. This is always a shenanigan stream, Jen. You know that. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to create shenanigans when I'm by myself. I don't know what Richard's doing. They all need to come. You and John need to come on, so I got some other people so I can. Yeah, of course, Katie. When are we? Paul wants to know what a vorgasm is. Actually, he was asking what a floorgasm is. I have no idea. So somebody, if somebody can please help Paul and explain to him what a floorgasm is. You're not in the mood for shenanigans mood tonight. You need some laughs. Well, we'll try to do that. It's kind of hard when I'm handling the roads tonight myself. Vorgasm. Let's leave that. Hey, John, if you'd like to come in, I can send you the link, buddy. If you'd like to come join me. I always like to have leave that one to Steph. Jill, welcome in. Welcome in. Maybe see what you guys think of this. It's a chocolate peanut butter bourbon shake. It's a chocolate shake blended with peanut butter, Maker's Mark bourbon topped with PB&J sandwiched whipped cream and cherry. What do y'all think of this? Mm. Oh, y'all might like that. Now, you like that one? Well, there's some good ones. Here's a good one for you. A totally orange vanilla soft serve swirl and an orange cone topped with Skittles popped freeze dried candy is another new offering. What do you guys think of this one? Oh, hold on. What do you guys think of this one? Hold on. I'm going to try something, guys. Give me light. That way I'm seen by light, but I can keep it enough to where I can show pictures and there you go. Thank you, Jen. Hey, Skittles go good with everything, okay? See? Skittles. Skittles go good with everything, Katie. Give Jeannie a banana split. Oh boy. So listen, if mods or any of my past guests want to come join me on here tonight, let me know and I can send you the link. And that comes a hard check. Well, hey, Jonathan, welcome in, buddy. Let's see, what else do we got on the Disney news? Ooh, speaking of which, and I know we brought this up, we were talking about get the. No, I turned off the problem is some of the pictures that I showed. Yes, that's what I was about to ask. Did anybody see the trailer for the new trailer for Tron? No, the lighting is because I was showing pictures, Jen, and some of the pictures would not show up unless I turned off my overhead main light. I'm not sure what to make of it. Nope, got my hail. Dun, 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 dun. And you probably did, Jen. You probably did. But that's okay. That's why I got this. Oh, nothing like a good Smirnoff. Told you I was bringing out. Told you I was bringing out the Granny's rheumatism medicine. So I'll be a little bit more relaxed. Well, the Tron animated series, the animated series for Tron sucked, Jonathan. Hate to say it. Yeah, I watched it all. I love the trailer, but I'm just not sure about it. But I'm not a big fan of the animated series Tron. But yes, I did catch it all. For the ladies, here's some things for the ladies, especially if you're a haunted mansion. What does the ladies think of this? Earrings from the haunted mansion. I am going to have to lose that again so the picture can come in better. Haunted mansion earrings. What do y'all think? No, I don't wear them, but this is the nights. It does. Those are they. I would say they're pretty cute. I could see them on my girlfriend. Okay, how about a choker? I mean, I like it and it's cute, but not. You won't find many women wearing chokers. I mean, I like the design of the heart in that. Look pretty cool, but all right. Give me 1 second, guys. Well, some women do, Jonathan. Not every. Not a lot of. Most women, I don't. Yeah, back then you probably did, Jen, but the older, the older the ladies get,
looking for a new sneaky link.
A lot of people didn't. Damn it. Okay, send the link in IG. Yeah, we want Polaroid of you wearing chokers. I can't imagine you, Molly, wearing chokers. Good evening, John.
Hey,
What's
here we
up?
are again.
Yes, and we'll even be somber. I told you I was bringing out the Smirnoff.
This is becoming a pattern.
But you know what? I like it.
There you go. You got to have someone to throw stuff at the
It
wall.
makes it better when you got other people on because it's trying to. I mean, I can keep going so much, but it breaks it up.
That's true.
And no. It's
I
not
know.
Friday, John, or Jonathan. I've got my Smirnoff. The alcohol will keep me nice and calm as long as as long as you don't try to cause trouble like you did in the Zoom call today.
I missed this. What happened?
Nah, I'm just kidding them.
Oh,
No, we actually had a good Zoom call, and we'll talk about that in a little bit because we are going to be talking a lot of good things coming up on the channel, including we had our meeting for the fundraiser I'm planning for in the late fall of this year for Give the Kids the World.
good.
No, we did not. No, we had a good. Molly, I do need to get with you when you get time, please, or when I can call you. Or if Katie can get with you and fill you in on what we talked about. If you're still able to help, Katie could probably fill you in too. We kind of figured out who was going to work on what, and we know which direction we're going. we got a couple of dates. So if you can, when you get time to call me, I can fill you in, or maybe if you can talk with Katie, she can fill you in if she would. However you want to do it. And I love my ice red, white, and berry. That's a good Smirnoff.
It's very patriotic.
Nothing like a good Smirnoff.
When about is the event?
We're gonna do it. We're either gonna do it on the 25th of October or the 15th of November.
Got it. Okay.
It's gonna be for 3 hours.
Nice.
And we're planning on a lot of things, and
Debbie's going to be on a trash can for all 3 hours, right?
Yes, it was a very productive. I would say, from my point, guys, it was very productive. Paul, you say it was productive. Katie, I know if you're still on here, I would say it was. The rest of you guys that were in the Zoom call today, would you guys say it was very productive? I would definitely say productive. In fact, and speaking of which, this is how productive. Here's how productive we are. I might as well bring this up now. We already got an email for Give the Kids the World, and I forgot to put it in the banner, and I'll do this real quick. But if you can email me at this new email right there if you're interested in helping out and donating. I will tell you myself, monetary donations will happily accepted to fund for Disney cars, but a lot of it I would love to see go directly to Give the Kids the World. But we do want to be able to do some prizes in that, and so if you do have big things that you want to send and give, I'm hoping we might see So Cargo in here. So Cargo wants to be part of that. So basically what's happening is Paul, Stephanie, Jonathan, and I want So Cargo and Jill. I want you guys kind of brainstorm different game ideas and oversee the prizes and all that. John cannot set up the email, so now I set up the email. So now I guess I'll be taking care of the email, and I'll be along with Mike. I'll be working on the guests for the show. And welcome in Gloria. Welcome in
Debbie. We were just talking about you.
Yes. And there's Mama D, Mama D will be she'll be the one sitting on the trash can during the 3 hour show.
That's right.
I know you do, Debbie. I know you do. We'll figure in there. We'll figure you in there somehow. I'll get with.
Oh, you got the full name.
What now?
You got the full name.
What did I say?
You know, if you get the full name from
Debbie, I get the full name, I'm in big trouble with Debbie.
Yeah.
I'm in big trouble with Mama D.
You got the penance to do.
Well, Paul, hey, at least I said you were out sitting on the trash can. I didn't say you were in the trash can. That was Paul.
Oh yeah, we've moved to in the trash can now.
That was Paul. Paul's the one that said in the trash can. John can still manage it. I'm not sure if I can give him access to it, Jonathan, because I'm the one that set up the email. I don't know if I can give him access to it. If I could, I would. I'll have to look into that. Hey, and Jersey Girl subscribe to your channel. See, we're going to get you built up, John, and we're going to talk to you.
That's okay. Now I'm pot committed. Now I have to actually create content now.
Yeah, I could. I may do that and see if John wants to do that. I got it set up, and then he'll be the only one that'll have the password besides me.
Yes, send Debbie the link.
I'm in trouble. Oh, this is bad. This is not good, John. I'm in big trouble because now she's never asked for the link. Oh boy, am I a big. I think I'm in big trouble.
Here comes a big one, Dave. You're in trouble.
Yeah, I am in big trouble. Jonathan, you never stay out of it. Somehow, I'm betting somehow you're behind all this shenanigans. Hey, look at it. I was trying to stay out of shenanigans with my alcohol, and already I'm getting in trouble. Something's not right about this.
He's the
Okay, the link is in your RIG chat, Debbie. Yeah, we need to get Molly in here. But yes, so basically Joey McGowan, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh boy, we're getting a lot of people in here. But yes, but basically that's what it is. And I promise you, Debbie, we'll figure you in somewhere where you want to help.
Trash can
but
or no?
Me and you, now I am going to be on Mama D because I'm going to be talking to her about something. But I will do that privately. There were some things that were brought up today. So cargo. Oh, speaking, you know what? As soon as we start talking about this, all the right people that come in. So cargo, are you still willing to want to help with the thing? We decided on a couple of dates. But I and I know you said you would help with some things. Would you be able to help come up with some game ideas? Working with Jill, Stephanie, Paul, Jonathan. Let me know if you're willing to want to do that to help them. And as far as the prizes, we've got an email for you guys that are coming in and those that are involved. Once again, we got a new email. Take the S out of. Oh my goodness, I should have caught that. There is no S in the email. The S. Oh,
who's gonna get that?
I need to check something. Wow. Gotta bring Mama D in. Yeah, there is no ES in the email, guys. It's just Dave GKWT@gmail.
GKTW.
Wait a minute. Is that the right one? Did I download the right one? You only sent me one on that, right, Katie?
Now she's yelling at you, Dave.
Who?
Katie.
Yeah, I know. I know this thing. Wait a minute. That's the only one I had, Katie. Where did the other one go to? I know that one's not the right. I just realized that.
No, sir. Dave, you're not doing well.
Trouble with everybody tonight. Maybe in the mercy.
There's Miss Debbie. Hello.
See? Aren't you glad you're on now, John? Now you got to see the kind of chaos that's going on today.
No, I don't want to be in the crossfire.
Now, well, you wouldn't be.
John, move away. Dave?
I got the song that you sent me, Katie, but that one that I downloaded was the only one you sent me today, Katie. I'm telling you. I'm checking my downloaded files now.
No, then let me get me some water. I'll be right back.
Okay, Debbie. Yeah, that's the only one you sent, Katie, to me.
Dave, she says to check mod chat.
Uh-oh.
Yep. It's okay, folks. We'll keep him in line somehow.
He probably did. And I probably didn't download that one. Because the one I did was the one that she sent me earlier, and I wasn't paying attention to it because I was dealing with some other things, personal issues. All right, let me check the mod chat. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got to download. Okay. Hold on, guys. Yeah, somehow.
This is called We'll Fix It in Production.
Yeah, somehow being the keyword, somehow being. Yeah, I do. Now that I do remember her sending that in the mod chat. I don't know why I didn't catch that. I got it, Katie. I got it. I downloaded. I'm gonna have to go in. I'm gonna have to. Oh boy, this is gonna get Bizarre Factor here. Bizarre Factor 101.
See, in Hollywood, we say we'll fix that in post.
Well, we're gonna El Facto Fixto that now.
So how are you, John?
I'm good. How are you, Miss D? How's life?
Okay. Well, things got.
Whoa.
Oh God.
No,
Hold on.
One's bad enough.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna.
Oh gosh.
Well, welcome to our show, folks.
Well, the good news is that all that issues that I had yesterday with trying to book that place where my friend and I are going to be staying at, everything went through.
Good.
So,
Excellent.
I mean, it's
That's a load off because
it's really more like a guest house that we're staying at. It's really small. How about Molly, my dear?
Hey, you listen. You need the
That's
double
right,
me.
that's right,
If you get a
Molly.
double me, the better. The double me is the better.
No, I only can take one of you at a time.
That's the opposite of that word we talked about.
Oh,
Not you. I was talking to Dave. We don't
What
need
are you
two
talking
of you.
about? That voygasm?
I've never seen that happen where someone projected themselves twice like that. That was a neat trick.
Well, no, it's because it's on my phone, and I've got StreamYard, and problem is I have it. I'm unfortunately wait. Go on, do it. Be right back. You two talk to each other and talk with the chat. I know how I can fix it.
Okay. Hello,
no,
chat.
I look awful, but you know.
You look beautiful. What are you talking about?
You look good, Debbie.
You know, my hair is yucky and but anyway. So yeah, the reservations went through. Everything is fine. The only thing is, the place doesn't have an oven. It has a stove, but it doesn't have an oven.
Okay.
Right, so we'll
you could try stuff.
Buy things that you just cook it. Yeah, and you know what? I've been cooking on a stove anyway because my oven has been working for a long time. So that's all I like cooking.
Oh no!
Oh no! Here we go again.
Oh my God! I have to figure this one. Hold on.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yes, the tiger by its toe.
Oh, now he's gone again. This is comedy.
It's Dave Stream, not Dave Stream. Dave Stream, but not Dave Stream.
It's more like Dave's Disney nightmare, not dreams. Is it?
That's right. It's not a dream anymore.
That's right. Well, I like Katie's comment. Lucy.
What did she say?
It's a I Love
Oh, yeah.
Lucy episode.
Oh my God, I love that show.
You know, they still hold up
Happened.
super well.
Oh, I know.
But now I think I brought out the wrong one. Dang it.
Well,
Where's him?
We can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
There you
Here's
go.
what happens.
Yes, no, maybe.
Forget that it goes to it once you hit because I got a short link on my main screen, which allows me to go in and go into the studio. But once you go into the studio, it sends it over to the Google Chrome. So then it's open there, and I forget about that. So then I go back to the link, and that's how you get double me.
Well, now we know.
Yep.
Can it get anything Hey, I think it's getting better than last night. You get double the me.
Like double. I like
Dun, 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 dun.
I love what she said. What are the double stuffed Oreos?
Hey,
Great.
I got the.
Great.
Hey, I got those too. I got those
reference.
too.
You got the Oreos, too.
He's got the Oreos.
I got it all covered. Got the alcohol.
Yes,
Got my
but I don't
gummy
know if they're
worm.
Double stuffed.
I got my gummy worm
Stuff.
and my Oreos. So we're all good.
But no pizza.
No. I had dinner earlier.
Fair
Paul, there's always room for it to get worse.
Yep.
It's always room to get worse.
Hey, it is never worse.
Or better,
It
as
was
the case
you in
may be.
it.
Okay, now we got the right one, and we'll be able to show it. But yeah, we had a good. Now getting back to this. This is the right one, guy, with the
There you
right
go.
email. If you want to donate to the thing, that is the right email.
Is it Yahoo or is it Gmail?
It is Yahoo.
Oh,
That
okay.
is the right one.
It is
It is
okay.
Yahoo. That is the correct one.
Okay,
Good.
good deal.
Yeah, so someone else is going to get a whole bunch of emails.
You know what? She probably does somewhere, Paul. She probably got her moonshine in there somewhere. Hey, are you hiding any alcohol there, John, or what?
No.
You know, just
I have. It's only water. It's only water. But I do have.
Hey, speak for yourself. I'm not saying no double vision. I know what the double vision was.
Sparkling water is my moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Look, y'all just wanted double. You just want to see double me. That's what it is.
Oh no, we don't.
Double the.
Yeah, Dave, you don't need us on. You could just put yourself on like 3 times on the stream.
Dave, so Dave, how you doing? Dave, okay, I'm doing good, Dave. Dave, how you doing?
I think that would be great.
Hey, well, you know, when you start doing that, Debbie, you have to, you got to think about that. Never answer yourself.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Katie. That's just not right. Come on, so cargo. Really? John's probably going, what the heck did I get in myself into tonight?
I think you've
Somehow we
lost
picked
the,
up from last night.
You've lost the crowd, Dave. I think they're all against you now.
We live.
Nah, the problem is it gives them too much laugh. So that's a good thing.
Hey,
And Debbie's been on here long enough, and anybody that's been in my community long enough knows that if we didn't have something like this go on, something's wrong with the show, or I'm seriously down in the dumps.
That's fair.
Am I not right, Debbie?
you're absolutely correct.
That's why, again, it goes back to what Tina and Dad Bill said when I went into the Hall of Fame. You never. Yeah, John did ask for the Hall link, so he
That's
put himself. He did put himself into this one. But that's
true.
okay.
Nobody to blame but me.
That's okay. Wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, John's a good guy, and
Nah, I don't regret it, Jersey girl. Not yet. The night's young, though.
Hey, we're
Yeah,
just getting started.
Hey, it's not even midnight yet, so
Mm-hmm.
if it's this way before midnight, I can't imagine what it's going to be like after midnight.
No. It's not down in the dumps.
Well, we haven't gotten back to the coconuts, so we have to wait till midnight.
Oh, wait a minute. What was that? Wait. So, I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking YouTube is slacking. It's 2025 already, and if Dave's got Orioles, he should be able to pass it. Hey, I can try. Not working.
I know. Yeah, I want some. No, I can't. I'm on a diet. I gained way too much weight.
But yeah. Anyway, but I know you and Maui were the only two that couldn't be here today. I'll talk with you privately, Debbie. I'll talk with you privately.
I'm sorry I missed it.
And I know Jill couldn't be there today too. So I don't know. Jill, did you catch everything I said? And y'all have to let me know because you don't need an Oriole concussion. Hey, if I got to get a concussion, that's a good way to get a concussion. If it's an Oriole, I would be happier than a camp bug. Yeah, Katie, if you can catch Debbie up too, but I do want you to get with Molly, and or I can talk with Molly when Molly has time. I can catch her up. Jill and So Cargo. Basically, if you guys can help with game ideas and the prizes, you'll be working with Jonathan. And John will probably be thrown into that unless he wants to do the emails. I can give him. I'll talk to him privately. If I do, then I'll give him the password and kind of think of it. I got to remember what the password is now.
It's probably that word.
No, it's a unique. Trust me, it's a unique one. I might have to change it before I give him the password. Something I had to come up with quick to fix it, but
coconut.
But yeah, so if Bill, So Cargo, Jonathan, Paul, Stephanie, y'all can work on the game ideas and keep me posted. That's good. A word. I'm sure she's around here somewhere. No catching here.
So did we bring Paul up to speed on your coconut bra and the outfit you're going to wear for us?
Oh my goodness.
See, he's gone.
Oh my word.
Well, I guess I got that answer. Dave, you're dropping out for your own show way too much.
You know that.
Well, that's good. That one was my own because I was trying to get to something real quick, and for some reason I was staying away from the back arrow, and somehow the damn mineral still got me.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, I'll reach out to you and talk to you. I am not gone. Okay. I'm right here. Gone today, here tomorrow. What else is new?
Oh boy. So how was everyone's day? Did everyone have a good day?
Pretty uneventful.
It was a user error, Jill. It was a user error. I freely admit that last one that got kicked out was me. So that wasn't that was a legitimate error, user error. My day was good. Are you guys, how hot are you guys down there in South Florida, Debbie? Because it's brutal up here right now.
Probably hotter than you are. I don't know. Let's see.
It's brutal hot up here. I've got every fan going on right now.
I have, since my air conditioner is out, I have this little tabletop blowing on me. Let's see what the weather is.
All Engel, not Paul. That's interesting.
Paul Engel. Well, hey, Paul, did you change your name for some reason?
Right now it's 87 degrees at 11:33 at night.
Hey, you can always celebrate St. Patty's Day, Jill. It doesn't need to be St. Patty's Day to celebrate St. Patty's Day.
Monday it's going to be 90 degrees.
Oof.
Yep. I'm going to look at what the weather is going to be when my friend comes. I'm glad you brought that up, Dave. Thank you.
What?
You asked me about the weather, so now I'm checking what the weather's going to be next week when my friend comes.
Yeah, as long as it's raining up here on Monday, that's all I care.
Gave me the idea too.
Well, somehow Paul lost his pee.
79, 81. Wow, 100. Well, you're in Vegas, yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna be in the 80s. But she's here. That's not too bad. I mean, it's gonna be hot, but it's not gonna be horrible.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, that is weird. Paul's pee did disappear. That is bizarre. So Cargo, I just saw the picture. That's weird.
It's a really bad day when you're. Never mind.
And I had nothing to do with that.
Right.
That was YouTube on its own. I had nothing to do with that one. Jonathan might have, but not me. Jonathan ain't saying a word.
So Kirk.
Oh, gee.
Well, hopefully you can get it back and reattach it.
Yes, somehow.
Oh boy.
Well, like you said, we wanted to last. We're getting it now. Hopefully this is giving Molly some laughs. She said she needed to laugh. So just like I needed to laugh last night, she needs them tonight. So hopefully we're giving her some comical laugh.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't Debbie that happened to, because then we would lose the D.
It'd be Ebby.
Yeah.
People call me
Abby.
Ebby.
Abby? Do people really
hey,
call
Abby.
you that?
People call me all kinds of things. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
They misspell
Right.
my last name. They misspell my first name. It's
Abby on the trash can.
Abby on the
Ebby
apps.
on the trash can.
Yep.
Hey, that'd be my new YouTube. Ebby. Ebby's here.
Paul, I never
Abby.
saw you lose your pee, for the record.
Yeah, I never. Paul, your pee's always been. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
You pee back.
That pee's always been attached.
Oh boy. Yeah, oh Lord. And this ain't me this time, guys. That's them.
I wanted to say something else, but I'm not going to.
I could say a lot of things right now, but I'm leaving the alcohol alone. I'm just drinking. I'm enjoying my Smirnoff.
So many
You need to
things
get
that are
another one,
running
Dave.
through my mind right now.
Well, when they randomly drop off and come back, it's kind of odd.
But it does happen. I've seen it. I've seen it happen to me.
You've seen it happen to you, really?
I've seen it happen to
You should go
me.
the doctor.
Well, a doctor can never help me.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay, I'm leaving that alone too. guys, you're making my mind work really hard.
Just wait until Pete hears about this.
Oh, I'm sure Pete is probably
Oh,
listening.
well, we're trying to.
I'm sure Pete is listening, but I'm sure he's
I'm
busy.
sure he's listening. I'm sure the game's over with by
Oh,
now.
yeah, no, the game is over. No, I'm talking about he's getting ready probably for the Triple C storm.
Yeah, probably getting ready for the triple C's. Plus, he's doing what, one of the UFL games tomorrow as well.
He has a football game. No, he has a game on tomorrow at noon, and then he has a game on at night.
Yeah. You just saw that, Chicago, on how you said that. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, I'll tell you the things that go on in this chat. I swear.
Paul, I don't know if that's a truth or a lie, just for the record.
That's what
Oh,
I
good.
figured.
So hopefully Pete is not hearing any of this. But I
I'm sure he
guarantee you he is.
I'm sure he will.
If he's not now, he will be.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Oh my God.
It could be either. Well, it might be. I who knows?
This might turn into another poor Regina Erie. You know, she keeps getting called Tagina.
Oh, Tagina. Yeah,
this might be one of those.
Now it's going to be called
Paul
Ebby.
loses his P.
And now it's going to call Ebby.
Now it's going to go Ebby.
I've been called worse. Trust me.
Well, I'm named after a toilet, so don't feel bad.
You're hoping Richard is sleeping and not reporting back. Well, I just don't know. Actually, I think his parents were visiting. I know he had moved to Seattle or close to it, and his parents were visiting this weekend. So I don't know. Now who's calling who? Well, Jonathan. We're not going back over it. You'll just have to go back through the chat and scroll and try to figure it out. It'll save all the headache. The best thing to do is just let it go on and don't try to figure it out.
Basically, Paul lost his P somehow. We're trying to figure it out.
Basically. Yeah, exactly.
Like
and Debbie is now called Debbie sitting on the trash can.
Hey, I get a better view. Hey,
if it works.
Hey, if it's a choice between dancing on a trash can and losing your pee, yeah, I'll pick the former.
Oh, so now, wait, okay, that did not look, so Cargo, did you just see what you just typed? Now Paul's a food? Okay, now his P became a food news and got it back. I'm not sure I want to know how that happened. And then there's Jonathan going right into it.
Duct tape does magic stuff, Dave.
oh my God.
I'm just saying, I was just pointing it out on how you typed it, so Cargo.
Don't you remember Sesame Street? They used to have words, and you used to shove a letter into the word. It's the same thing.
Joe,
Exactly.
did you see what Joe wrote?
Oh, Lord.
How did we have a talking conversation?
Boy, that one just went to the new heights. Well, and I didn't think we could get close to last night.
Well, you got to clean your screen somehow.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Oh, the fun. See, and the fun continues tonight. See, this is why I love my Friday and Saturday shows because it just rolls in from one night to the next.
So this is why Dave changed his name. He didn't want to lose his D.
Yeah, I can't lose my D's because my
Yep.
D's are all there on 3 different words. So
Yeah, you got
I
3
got
of them.
enough D's to cover me.
Oh my God.
I can
Too many
even
times
loan
spent
Debbie
with one D.
and
You had to
see.
get 3 of them.
I can always loan Abby a D if she needs it.
Yep, that's right. Triple C and the triple D.
Well, that's okay. That's what we needed. Hey, Jill, the shenanigans have been going on all night. I don't know.
They've been going on since Monday or Friday. I don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
actually, it's just continued from the bandwagon last night, basically. You
Actually, yeah,
just happen to be joining. Katie is joining Katie's joining the bandwagon now. Hey, there you go. It's so much better to be on the bandwagon.
Oh my God.
Jill was eating away. Well, that don't mean you can't cause shenanigans while eating dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why I can't wait until my friend comes next week. Oh, Joss, we already decided what we're going to be talking about half the time.
When's the last time that you guys have been together?
8 years.
Oh my
Last time
goodness!
was
Wow.
at my mom's funeral.
Oh,
I
well, yeah, you need to hang out. But see, see, there you go, Debbie. Now you just need to bring her in to chat with you, and y'all can, and she can then join the shenanigans.
I don't know about that part, but we'll see.
Anyway, speaking of laughter, guys, I will bring up the next thing, and that is, and I know we're all looking forward to this.
Nice.
Yeah, Bob, that's in 2 weeks from Monday.
Oh, I love
6 p.m.
that.
That'll be on the Days Disney Life on Monday, the 21st at 6 p.m. And I am looking forward to it so much for that interview. It's going to be a great time.
That's
I
a
don't
great
know.
image.
I don't know what he'll bring. I don't know what'll happen.
That's really
Yeah,
nice.
well,
Brad.
Jonathan, that
was
goes
great.
to that is Katie. That is
Well,
Katie
yeah.
again. That was a Katie. She did that all in one day. I don't know how she does it. Me, I'd have to go through different 3 or 4 versions before I could even get close to what I wanted. But somehow Katie just pulls it out and does a great job.
Very impressive.
Her imagination is off the charts.
It is. Listen, she is the one that did that one for the Give the Kids the World. She is the one that did that. I'm looking to see. Actually, she actually had a good song. I'm waiting to see what she can. That's okay. It works, Katie. Hey, you did. I did tell you I love that song, Katie. That actually would be a good thing to play that I could to help push it over the next few months by playing that video.
Yeah.
And then, of course, oh no, there was something else that me and Katie were talking about long after we had. I think it was. Yeah, I believe it was after the Zoom call that Katie sent me, and I think I liked the idea of what she was talking about. It was something Katie mentioned to me, and I love it. Oh, Katie is awesome. Katie is.
I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back.
No problem. You sure you don't want to smear it off? I got plenty of them.
What are you? I'm drinking my water.
I got my red, white. I got my red, white, and berry Smirnoff.
Oh. No.
Yeah,
you see
you can probably pull. Here's the thing, Katie. We can probably pull some pictures off their website too. Yeah, I just needed to smear it off tonight. Because the good thing is, by the time we're done, that's going to help me sleep a little bit tonight. Because I'll be relaxed, and I'll probably have another one before I go to bed. But well, yeah, it would be, but not if I get. Let me email them, Katie, and find out. Because if I can get permission from them,
Yeah,
they tend to do. They tend to do that if we're pushing out a fundraiser. They tend to allow that. So let me get a hold of Kids the World. In fact, I'll see if it's the same VP that I was talking to last year or the year before that. They might have changed by now because administration changes over time.
Yeah. Have you gotten contact?
I'll see if it's the same lady that I'm still dealing with, and if it is, I'll see what she says or what we might be able to do.
Have you contacted Corey yet? Corey and
No, that's all coming. That stuff I'll start working on about June.
Okay.
Everything will be in place. I want everything in place by September, so that if we had to change a little bit here, a little bit there, then we can do that. But no, I understand what Katie is saying, and let me talk to Give the Kids the World, and they might have some photos that we might be able to use. I'll see what they say. And it might be something that if we put in the email that they give me permission, then as long as we've got
it's written, make sure it's written, because this way you have proof that you have permission.
That's exactly, Debbie. I've done that before where I get it in written. And if I got it in email where they said yes, and it goes back to their link, guess what? But, Give the Kids the World, when it comes to fundraisers, most likely they're not going to say no.
Yeah, it's in their best interest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But still, there's a brand, and the brand needs defense. So I know what that's for.
Right. But they're likely, as long as we're doing it for what we're doing it for, they tend to allow it on some things. So I got to see what we can and what we cannot use.
Right.
Well, the graphics Corey pulls off are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So
see, my thing is I don't know enough people, and now, and Katie's right about one thing. I will reach out to Chris the Disney Baker. He's been doing a lot of stuff. She's right that he's been doing a lot of stuff for Give Kids the World, and like I said, I'm going between now, plus the fact, and this is something I told them in the Zoom call today, Debbie, between now and all that time, I'm going to go down, go take a tour, take the volunteer class, do some volunteering, and see what pictures I can get, what pictures I can't get, and what I can use.
And also talk to Steve, too. Steve at Steve's World, because he does a whole lot of work with Corey.
Well, I'm talking to all of them, but when it comes to talking to them, I'm going to concentrate on the Magical Night of Hope for them.
Well, right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because this is what that is. It's basically what we're doing is kind of it's a mini version of the Magical Night of Hope.
Right.
See, we got to get John's too quiet. We got to get him involved somehow.
Yeah. I was also thinking about Neil, Lisa and Neil Disney family. We may play some music for you too, Dave.
You know what, Debbie? That's why I love Mama D.
Eh,
sitting right in there, and he does Magical Night of Hope. Dang nabbit! If he, you're
Mhm.
right. Maybe he might come on and play his trumpet a little bit for us.
Yeah.
Give him a 15-minute, like Katie suggested. Most of the segments will give him 15, maybe 20 minutes. He might come on and do that, especially
Yeah,
if we can push out the Magical Night of Hope.
It's a thought. Because I'm thinking what Magical Night of Hope is, and thinking how to do that in a mini version of it.
Well,
try to
and
get
that's
some
what we're doing.
people-
We're a mini vision, but I'm going to be pushing out. Well, one, try to raise what money we can for
Right,
the
right.
Kids World.
right. So you get some of the same people that are
Right.
named,
And you're probably
try to
right, Katie.
put
We
in
probably
what-
will do 50. Like I said, the one
10 to
thing,
15 minutes. I'm thinking 10. Yeah. Some may only be able to do just 10.
right. The only ones that I know that might be longer would be is if I have to do the pre-recorded interview with Give the Kids World like I did that one year. And that
Right,
one had to
right.
go, and that one I did at 15. That one did go 20 to 30 minutes.
Right. Well,
Um,
that's different.
because
That's different. But I'm talking about these individual people.
that was
that only need
actually
one
talking to
video.
somebody from Give the Kids the World. But each other
Right.
segment, it'll probably be 10 to 15 minutes. Because
Right.
also you got to remember, we're going to want to play videos of people that may want to do short videos talking about Give Kids the World. Any videos that we can use from Give the Kids the World. And like I said, I will definitely, yeah. And actually, Katie, I'm actually going to reach out to, probably in the next few weeks, I may actually go down there. I got a 4-day weekend coming up in 2 weeks. Might be just making a trip down there. Give the Kids the World.
I see. I wish I would live there closer, that I could, meet up with you, Dave, and we could do. I'm not that close.
Oh, well, I was hoping you would have forgotten about that. I was hoping you would forget that section, Katie, but apparently you didn't.
wasn't there some kind of a wheel or something?
Yeah, what it probably is if each hour, the goal is that each hour, if we reach a certain amount of goal, we will do a spin wheel for a small prize that hour. We'll set let's say, like Katie said, let's say like $200 for that hour. Well, if we reach the $200 limit, and it can't be that short, it's going to have to be more than 200. I'm thinking 250. But if we get it, not only do we do a prize wheel, but then I have to end up doing. I know, so Cargo, nothing gets past Katie. I was hoping she would have forgot about it, but if she didn't, Jonathan and Paul would remember for sure. I can guarantee you.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too. That's
You did not hear no. Now that is an absolutely fabricated. That is an absolute fake news there, Paul. I will not do Starbucks.
Yes, we need a Starbucks challenge. Yes, indeed.
You're out of your mind on that one, Jonathan.
Katie's right.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. And I would be sucker enough to do it because it is for the kids, and I love the thing. That's the thing. So I would do it. I'd suck it. I would suck it up.
Yes.
I would suck it up for a night and do it. That's the thing. What? What are you shaking your head about, Debbie?
Dave.
I said I would do it. It's for the kids, like Katie said.
I'll think of a good challenge for you.
Sorry, I don't dance on trash cans. I don't think anybody wants to see me dancing on trash cans. That would be more like Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh gosh.
I've done those kind of challenges, Katie. That one, I could handle that.
You should do that. What's that popular show? The where they eat spicy hot wings or something?
Oh, you mean like Fear Factor?
That was brought up today
No, not
too.
Fear Factor.
Mike,
but-
yeah, Mike, Mr. Starbucks himself actually brought that up too. My problem is with that, I can only take so much spice, so I have to be careful with the spice stuff.
Fair enough.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
I
I can do so
get
much.
that part.
I can do so much spice stuff, but I have to be careful. Have a good night, South Cargo.
Have a good night,
And
South Cargo.
yeah, and thank you for offering to help. Whatever you can do to help, we'll keep you posted. I'll let Jill keep you posted, or Katie through IT. I mean, like we said, we're just at the beginning, and we're getting everything together. Thank you, Paul. At least somebody's got my back. They don't want to be sending me to the hospital.
No.
See,
That was
somebody's got my back.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
Maybe we'll have an Oreo challenge.
You know,
Oh, I can do all the Oreos. See if I can eat a whole Oreo box. I can do a box of. See if I can eat the whole box of Oreos in the 3 hour
Well,
of.
then you'd have
like
a
different flavors of Oreos, and then see how
True.
much you can eat in one 10 minutes or something like that.
yeah,
How
but then
many
you'd have a
packets?
diabetic coma or something. You don't want that
Yeah.
either.
That's true.
No, not
You
me.
don't want that.
I could eat it as much as I eat on that. I guarantee you, I'd be okay.
That's gross. Ugh.
Not doing no chocolate covered grasshoppers. No, John or
Oh my
Paul,
gosh.
that ain't happening. We already said that this afternoon. No sushi. I did that 2 years ago, courtesy of my two sisters and Jonathan, and Jonathan, who encouraged it.
You don't do the sushi, Dave?
No, he,
You know,
tried,
it was.
tried that last year, like
Yeah.
the year before that, and oh, that was painful. That was
No, it
painful.
wasn't. It actually was pretty good. It actually was not bad.
But it was before you did it. It was painful. You were so hesitant doing it, and then once you did it, you were like, "Oh, this."
Well,
is
I
nice."
had no choice. It was part of it. It was.
I know. Exactly.
I mean, it was for the kid. And you know what? We did pretty good. We raised almost $200 that night, considering on how many people. Considering that we also ran into the issue of my battery dying on me and my cords weren't working.
Come
But
on, that
somehow
was
we still
was a
pulled off a
California roll?
decent.
That's not real.
yeah, that's
That was a real sushi roll.
No, California roll doesn't count.
cauliflower rolls are not real sushi. I mean, it's sushi.
That
but
wasn't a
it's not.
California roll. It was actually a sushi roll.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't really eat sushi either, but I do like the fake kind of sushi.
Well,
I don't know
maybe
if
it
it's
should
fake,
be
but I mean,
sashimi.
I eat the more like yeah, that's what I basically do. The more the vegetarian, I don't do any of that other.
I believe it was a real sushi, if I remember, Jonathan.
I don't remember now.
I can't remember. That was
Arguably
a couple.
California roll.
That was a couple of years ago. I'd have to go back and check. I'd have to go back and check the video somewhere. They're buried somewhere in 10,500,000 and some odd videos I've got going on in the library now.
I mean, technically it is sushi, but it's not real. I mean, it's not real fish.
It's not the hardcore sushi.
Yeah.
It's-
Right.
it's-
I'll say it was not the hardcore sushi, but it was still sushi.
right. Exactly.
Sashimi.
Exactly.
And either way, I
Basically
blame
just
John. I
fish.
still blame Jonathan and my two sisters. because my sisters
If you
kept
get rid of-
donating and kept donating and kept donating, and all Jonathan was go, 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 go. He kept pushing it.
Yeah, sashimi is basically without the rice and without the seaweed. It's just the fish by itself.
I
raw
could do
fish.
the seaweed and I could do the rice, but I can't do the crab and all the other spicy
Mhm.
stuff on it. I can't do.
The
But I do salmon. I do with the salmon and all that
the
stuff.
pistachio, is that what Mater said? In Cars 2, I think he had some sushi and he called it pistachio or something.
Pistachio.
Yeah.
Pistachio.
It's kindergarten sushi.
Kindergarten sushi. Kindergarten sushi. Oh my goodness. Things
Did
that
I
we
tell you my sashimi story? I was in Japan once. Did I tell you this story?
No.
no.
I
Do
was
tell.
in
Do
Japan
tell.
once
We
and
love your
they,
story.
They
Yeah.
brought out a big old fish, carved open, completely fresh because it was right on the coast. And the waitress leaned over and whispered to our host something. Obviously, I couldn't understand it because I don't speak Japanese. And I got my chopsticks and I reached in to grab a piece. And I swear to you, the fish's head turned towards me and it started the mouth going like this and started talking to me. And I jumped back. I must have jumped back 2 meters. I had no idea what was
Wow.
going on.
Gosh.
Oh my goodness. A
Apparently,
haunted
the hostess-
sushi. Haunted sushi. Maybe it was a
apparently the
haunted
hostess,
sushi.
when she bent down to whisper it in my host, she said, "Don't put your fingers near the mouth because it was just sliced open." And it's
Oh
still alive.
no.
Run.
Yeah, I haven't had much.
Dave's
sushi.
going, no.
Yep. Don't
Nope.
put your finger near the mouth of your food. That's what I gotta say.
Your food can bite sometimes.
Yep. It'll bite you back.
It's like if you're gonna eat me,
Exactly, Jonathan. It's still fresh still moving while after cut.
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm gonna get you before you get me.
It was like those fish that used to be popular. You put on the walls, they flop, and sang songs and
Oh
stuff like that.
yeah.
Well,
I
I
remember
know one
this.
thing. I know one thing, Pete. You ain't backstage because I would see if you're backstage. But we can send you the link if you want to come on.
Half naked. Oh my God,
It depends
Pete.
which half.
He said half naked.
Which half, though?
Half naked.
And now, well, yeah, that makes singing bass fish.
The story could vary depending on which half we're talking about.
Well, we kind of figured never mind. Debbie, shut up.
Well, we already lost Paul's P, so
Uh-oh. I don't know whose string you're in then. But I will tell you what, I'm gonna
Dorkins.
Oh my gosh.
Here we are.
Oh.
Back to the dork stuff.
Oh my gosh.
okay. I will say this. The updated link, Pete, is in the mod. Oh, I can't believe I'm putting that in there again. Oh Lord, here we go. All right. The updated link is in the mod chat. Here we go. Remember last night?
Who could forget it? Uh-oh. Now Jen's yelling at him.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh. If Jen is yelling at Pete, then she's serious.
Oh, well, you're going to be Lieutenant Dorkins, all right, Jonathan. Hey, I sent him the link.
Dave's
Hey,
Disney.
hey,
They probably are still busy. They're probably
Yeah, they are probably.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel about my taxes, but I still have to finish that. So,
Oh, I don't even want to go there.
yep.
I got. Amen. Yeah, apparently. See, and that's boy. That's why I want Molly in the back studio on that day, because I know Molly will keep me on on time when it goes to that thing because I do know we'll have to because of it being 3 hours. Wow.
Molly
See, that's why I got Molly and Mama D because things never around here never get out of control.
You
Okay,
both
maybe
should
it
come
does,
on.
but
We can help. We can help write the show. It would be really interesting if Dave was on his Smirnoffs and started writing the Triple C's.
I don't know about writing the Triple C show, but I don't mind having the Smirnoff.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, you see me simmering down, don't you? That's what alcohol does to me. It actually calms me down. Except when I had to deal with Jonathan, and then I get fired. Then I have to get a little.
Fired up.
Yeah. Always stirring up that trouble with the sushi and everything else. I want to know, Jonathan. Before then, you never were like that, but ever since that stream, and you were encouraging my two sisters, you've been stirring up trouble since then. What's up with that? That's my question to you. You know, I was hoping Mama D would keep you in line, but like I said, I'm an angel. See, I got my halo over me today. So.
Your halo's been flickering today.
Yeah.
It's been going on and off. I don't know how to interpret that.
And that was so that you could see the pictures better because the light was not on.
Right, sure.
Oh, right. No, he's evil. He's nice. He's evil.
That's right.
He's
Like
nice.
the old Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Listen, I am always nice. I'm never evil.
No, maybe not evil, but devilish.
Yeah, when your halo starts flickering, then you have issues.
Well, that was so that you could all see the beautiful pictures of the Pop Century food. Is what it was.
Yes, well, very happy you shared those, but I'm very sad you had to become evil to share those pictures.
Not
evil.
devilish. And it's not evil.
Devilish.
It's devilish.
Fair enough.
Devilish.
Fair enough.
I am never devilish. I am a perfect angel. And I would even show you if Mike was here, I'd even show you.
Okay, dorkish.
That works.
No.
That works. That works. Oh Lord. Hey, you know, I this is what I love about it. You know, the fun and the laughter and
That's right, Jonathan. Lieutenant Dorkins. Like Lieutenant Dave. Was it in Forrest Gump? Was it Lieutenant Dave?
Lieutenant Dan.
Dan, that's right.
Dan.
Lieutenant Dorkins.
That was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like a box of chocolates.
But if I start talking about Gary Sinise, and it'll distract Molly. I can't do that. So.
Yeah.
What? I like Gary Sinise. I love. You know
amazing.
what? He was a good. I love him as an actor. I mean, I loved him in Apollo 13.
Yeah.
He did a good job as Lieutenant Dan. There was a lot of movies that I like Gary Sinise in. In fact, I think he did a good job. He did a good job in what is that one? That one about going to Mars. Yeah, he did a good job in CSI New York.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
But beyond being an actor, he's just a stand-up human being. You know.
Here's what I respect him for even more. Above all, the fact that he stands up for our military veterans.
Mm-hmm.
He believes in the military veterans. And speaking of which, that's the next big project I got to start working on, so I can get that all together for Memorial Day weekend. I need to get with Pete too. I want him to come on for a little while because I'd like to have him talk about from the civilian side of working with the military.
Get that? Yeah.
And might be the one time this year that you might actually get to hear some of my Navy stories. Maybe.
Well, that weekend we were all out in December. I think Gary Sinise was doing candlelight that weekend.
Yeah. I missed
From
it.
what I heard, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could have gotten there. I love Gary Sinise. He's one of the actors out of Hollywood. The rest of them, you can put in a bag, flush down the commode, and get rid of them. But Gary Sinise, to me, is one of the ones that's outstanding actor.
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
Okay. Put most of them in a bag, put them in a commode, flush them down it, and keep Gary Sinise.
I thought you went out and saw Snow White 5 times, Dave. Come on.
And then I puked 5 times.
Oh, God. Nope.
No, I did not see. I did not see Snow White. I would have to be taking a year off.
Okay,
Well, you need to come in and
Yeah.
Molly, you need to come in because Debbie's
Hey,
getting a
Molly,
little.
too.
Debbie's getting a little. She's been drinking her moonshine and going crazy.
Mhm.
Jonathan is definitely going crazy. Poor John is in the middle of all this, and I'm just outright behaving.
Your halo's flickering, though. Remember that.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Again, gotta love that. Gotta love this community.
All we had to do is mention Gary Sinise, and then they come and want to.
Yeah, there you go.
There
We
you go.
mentioned Gary Sinise, and look who pops in. Well, you know what? Go for it, Jonathan. It's already been. Listen, I knew it was going to be a crazy night, and that's what I was hoping for tonight. That it'd be crazy because I love it when our.
I am not a saint. I don't have the halo. This guy does. But happy to help.
Hey.
Even if it's flickering, he's the one who has a halo.
Okay, Molly. Tell us how you really feel.
Hey, I love seeing John on streams now.
Oh, well, we love seeing you.
Oh, thank you.
Do you remember those old Tom and Jerry cartoons when you had a little angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other?
Oh yeah, the devil. Yeah.
That's how I'm envisioning Dave right now.
Dave. Yeah, that's Dave.
I gotta love Jen. But yeah, I mean it's I'm trying to think, but you're right. We're in April. Yeah, I do gotta work on that show.
When's Memorial Day? May?
Memorial
May.
Late May?
We got a little it's the last Monday in May.
You know that this memorial, my father would have been 100 years old.
Wow.
Yes.
Was he born on Memorial Day?
Well, around that area, May, the end of May, whenever it was always around Memorial Day that we celebrated his birthday. Yep, he would have been 100 years old.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm hoping Dick Van Dyke gets there. You know, he's 99 right now.
I'm sure he's 99, isn't he?
Listen, he's still dancing and going, so he may be like George Burns. He's going to be kicking for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but George Burns turned 100, and then the next day I think it was
Well,
I think the same thing with Bob Hope. Bob Hope turned 100. And
yeah, but you know what? And they got lucky because both of them smoked cigars for years.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them did. Oh, nice, Jill. 102 this July. Woo!
That's a big
You know,
deal.
when you get people to see that, you have to give them kudos because you know they will have seen a lot in those 102 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not too sure I even want to go to 100 years. I don't think I'll even make it to 100.
Yeah, things start breaking
I'll be
down
lucky
real
if I
quick.
make it. I'll be lucky if I get it to 80.
I will if I can become the Bionic Man.
Yeah, bionic woman. I used to always make my mom and I used to have this like joke on
Well,
running
bless
joke.
bless your aunt's heart. A retired Army
Yeah.
nurse from World War II. Holy Mac! Don't you know how much
Yeah, bless her.
the women in World War II have as much? I have much respect for the women in the Army in World War II because a lot of them were put into dangerous war zones that before then you wouldn't even found women near the military.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Before
You
then.
had your rare occasions, but it was
No,
rare.
not before World War II. You would not have seen them anywhere near the war zones before World War II.
They even told my mom if she wanted, because she went to school. My mom went to school, went to
No,
college.
oh, nice, Jill.
Yeah.
He said,
My mom-
Kristen is asking how's the weather for you out there, John?
It's getting,
Hi,
it's getting
Kristen.
warmer, but still pretty cozy. I think it was in the 70s today, so can't complain.
Anyways, so what were you saying? What were you saying, Debbie? Sorry about that.
And I said my mom went to college when women didn't go to college, in the 40s. And, 40s. And,
Well, the
they
40s
said
changed everything. World War II changed everything.
they said she could have been probably like in some sort of like in the rankings in the military if she wanted to but
They
obviously
did.
she didn't want
They were pretty much military officers, women officers. That's why they called them they were the WASP. No, wait. Was that the Navy? Might have been the Navy. I have to figure. I can't remember exactly what there was a specific term that they called the Army or women in the Army.
You
But
mean
then they had a term for the women in the Navy.
Yeah.
And then they had a term for, I think the WASP were the ones for the Navy, I think, if I'm correct. I'll have to look. I got to go back and look that up. Yeah. Oh, really, Jill?
Ah.
Nice.
I think you're thinking
wow.
about WAC, WAC. I just looked it up. Women's Army Corps.
probably looking out, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because
It was later renamed
WAC.
WAC when it became a.
they were
official part of
called
the
the
Army.
WAC. That's how it was pronounced. They were called the WACs.
Yeah.
And WASP were the Army,
yeah, right.
were the Navy. WASP were the
WASP was Air
Navy
Force.
personnel.
And in the Navy, it was called Women Accepted for Voluntary Emergency Service, or WAVES.
Yes, WAVES. Yeah, WAVES, not WASP.
WASP, yeah.
Well, WASP
Air
was in the
Force.
Air Force.
We don't
Air
talk
Force
about the Air
Service.
Force. We don't talk about the Air Force. They're a bunch,
My father was in the Air Force. That was
Air Force, yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. My father was in the
Air
in the
Force, blah, blah.
Stop that. My father was in the Air Force, so you stop
Yeah,
that.
My dad was
Air
in the
Force,
Coast Guard.
blah, 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 blah. I'm just kidding. Listen, I pick on the Air Force, but hey, my problem here's why I pick on the Air Force, because their basic training is so easy. It is the easiest of all military basic training. Yeah, I respect the Air Force. I do. Air Force has its place. You know, I just pick on them because of all the football games.
You're
Hey,
losing your audience, Dave.
my father,
turning on you.
lost his part of his hearing in the Air Force because
Listen. I've got cousins in the Air Force. I've got cousins in the Army. I've had my brother. I served in the Navy. I've had cousins serve in the Navy. So I respect them all. I joke on it. You guys got to understand this. There's the camaraderie of the military service, but unless you understand there's also that competitive spiritness between the branches. So we pick on each other when it comes to the sport. So, but in all, if we did not have each other service, all the services are needed.
Yep.
I respect all the services. So let me make that plain and clear. I respect all the services. It's just that we do got that competitive and we pick on. You're going to find out. The Air Force picks on the Navy or the Army, or actually Air Force picks on the Army, which people got to remember. The Air Force originally came out of the Army Air Corps, was the Army Air Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Just like as the Marines came out of the Department of the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
It still falls under the Department of the Navy, even though it's now on its own branch. The people got to understand that the Marines were originally created to guard the Navy ships back in the early colonial days. You know, when you have John Paul Jones and all that, it was when the one admiral used them to attack that they actually became a fighting service after that.
Now we have a Space Force too.
Yep, exactly. And yes, now I'm still trying to figure that one out. That whole, I'm waiting. I keep waiting. I want to see a big Star Trek thing coming through there with that Star Wars War Department. Yeah, exactly, Paul. The fire department. No, see, that's what I'm saying. It's when I tease it, it's teasing. It's out of it's teasing with a respect, but it's all that because
I got it. Yeah, I get it.
So when I pick on them, it's because I pick on them. But the only one that and this is coming from the Navy, and now I know they're still needed, but I will always say this with a grain of salt. The wannabe sailors called Coast Guards, and they are wannabe sailors. They trust me. If you want true sailors, you have to go with the Navy. If you want acting sailing, go join the Coast Guard. And then don't get me started on the jarheads. And anybody knows what I mean, jarheads. That's your whole Department of the Navy. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put complaints that way. Not here, not there. This way.
That way.
I can have pointed right.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, look, again, yeah, it was established, and I'm still trying to figure out what the responsibility is for it. I mean, really, seriously, U.S. Space Force? Come on. Now I keep looking up and waiting for either a Battlestar Galactica or a Star Trek ship. I mean, when I looked at it, because when I did, let's see, the last time I did a special memorial service, Memorial Day, they didn't have the space warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it wasn't really listed.
Right.
It probably was. It just wasn't listed under the listings when I was looking. And it probably was there and I didn't think about it. But yeah, but now it is a full thing.
Yeah, at the inauguration, they brought out all the different military units, and Space Force was there, front and center, like anyone else.
Yeah, I mean they and the thing of it is, they all have that. They're all specialties.
Mm-hmm.
They're all needed. Honestly, I mean, the Army, it has its purposes. Obviously, you know, without the Navy, the other three branches are useless. The other three branches are useless. Because if you don't control the waterways, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, the only one we could invade is Canada if we didn't have the Navy. Who wants to do that?
Now I ain't touching that one. That
that's right.
Jonathan, that was that guy next door to me. See, now, there you go. Now you're fitting. Hey, John, now you're fitting in.
There you go.
See, we got it. Hey, Mama D, we got him fitting in with the rest of the crew now.
But you got a point, though. I mean, you know, most of even in the early days, you know, you needed military command of the waterways in order to even have a chance.
Well, and here's the thing.
I played Civilization. I know what you're talking about.
And again, and this is why I pick on, because again, you look at all the military service, and I'm talking the four main ones. I'm not talking because the Coast Guard came shortly after the Navy. First, you had the original, you know, the Army was created in 1775. The Navy was created in 1776.
Mm-hmm.
So the Army and the Navy are the two oldest branches of all the services. And straight down, they've got the Army and the Navy are the ones with the most unique histories of all the services because of what they've gone through. Not that they don't all, I mean, obviously the Marines got its, now, as they became a fighting source, obviously you got the Marines, you look at some of the battles that they've faced over the years, you know what, if you want to send somebody in for fighting, Marine Corps, that's the first ones I'm sending in. Because those guys will fight, and they will fight to the end. Obviously, you got the, you know, an Air Force.
Well,
it's got its use because obviously, if you don't control the airways, you know, I mean, and don't get me wrong, Navy pilots are better. Sorry, and Navy pilots are the best in the world. You still got to have you still got to have your Air Force pilots.
Top Gun came out of the Navy, right?
Oh my gosh, Richard!
There he is.
Now he comes in. Things are settling down now, Richard. You missed all the shenanigans.
There's always time for more.
But yeah, I mean, they all, you know, like I said, I may pick on them, but you're going to find out that when it comes to respect of all the services, I respect them all. I mean, they're obviously the Coast Guard their purposes are to protect our port, and they do their job, and they do it good, even though they are wannabe sailors. And I will say that to the dying breath. I will say that to the dying breath that they're wannabe sailors. Oh, they say, listen, reality, they say things worse about the Navy. So.
Yeah, but they don't do it on YouTube.
So. Yeah, they do.
Maybe they do.
Now they do.
Yeah.
How you
but
doing,
no,
Richard?
I'm going to tell you, but again, they're all respected. They're all needed.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I still don't fully understand the Space Force, I guess they're needed somewhere. Well, one thing I will say this. Now, here's my thing. Now I'm going to talk pilots for a little bit. Army pilots, they are excellent helicopter fighter pilots. There ain't no question about it. Marine Corps pilots, they are extremely good. Because like the Navy pilots, they have to land on carriers that are moving. This is why Navy pilots are the best in the world. When you have to land at deck at night and you got very few landing lights, and you only got about 256 meters of a runway, and your ship is going like this at night, That takes brass balls to do, and it's not easy. Most pilots couldn't do it. But on the other hand,
Nice.
you
ball.
do. But then again, you still have, and then the Air Force pilots, they do a great job. I mean, again, each branch is. I could go through everything about the branches, and you can't say nothing but good stuff about each one of them. In the story.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know he was a Navy pilot. Ooh, I'm really liking Stephanie's dad. I don't know if she ever had mentioned to me that he was a pilot, but they're.
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, I'll try to keep John from getting into trouble.
Yep. He's doing a good job so far.
I don't
Dave,
think he believes that one.
Did you see Top Gun Maverick, Dave?
Oh my goodness. Wrong, Richard. They still have the F-35 Eagle. They're still, those are not drones. But I agree with you. A lot of it's going to drones now too. Oh, really, Joe? Nice. But yeah, no, and I agree with you on the drone part, but the Air Force still has a lot of fighter pilots still.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Well, geez, oh, Pete, I'm really respecting Stephanie's dad. He went to the Naval Academy. I love it. I hope they won all 4 years that he was there at the Naval Academy, that I hope they beat the Army. And I will say that because my dad and my brother were in the Army, so I always pick on them when it comes to the Army-Navy game in December. They still have the fighter jets. They still have the fighter jets. Don't underestimate the numbers of the planes they still use. Even with technology, they still have to have the brains in the cockpits. Oh, that didn't sound too good, did it?
I know what you mean, though.
I mean, you legitimately, you got to have the humans in there. Even now.
Now, how much AI is going to get involved? That's an interesting question. But
what?
How much AI is going to get involved and start controlling?
Well, AI is already getting involved.
Yeah.
And Richard, to the point, is right. A lot of it has gone to the drones, but you still have countries that have fighter pilots, so you will never see the fighter jets going away. Never. Because you still have countries that have countries that use the things. So you'll still see the fighter things. So it is a lot of it. But again, you're right. AI is going to be very much involved, and it already is involved. And the more it becomes it, and obviously Richard is right too. A lot of it is going to drones too. So. Air Force has the Raptors and the F-35s. Because the Navy flies the Hornet. They got the Super Hornets and they got the regular Hornets. Oh, the NG. Ooh, what does NG stand for, Jonathan?
Didn't they just announce a new one too?
I don't know. I mean, because right now the F-35 and the F-22 Raptors are the top new planes that are coming out for the U.S. military at this point.
No, just the other day he announced the F-47.
For the U.S.?
Yeah, the F-47. Boeing's going to make it, I think.
Okay. So it's a new one coming out. But see, I can guarantee you a lot of them are going to end up being high tech.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know I thought they retired the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons are still around anymore. I know they still got the F-22 Raptors are new. The F-35s are Lightning. They still have the Thunderbolts, and they got the Pave Hawks. Yes, they still have the Pave Hawks. But the F-16s, I thought they retired. Yeah, Nellis is probably one of the biggest air forces. Oh, typo, just saying we're getting new. Yeah. Ooh, nice, Jill. Yeah, I can understand why they would. Nice, Richard. Oh, see, Richard saying it's being built in Seattle.
Yeah,
So there you go. So I wonder if the F-47 is. I wonder if it's going Air Force or if it's going to be something that the Navy's going to be picked up. Because right now I know. Because I do know that the standard and the structures of the planes are much different on the poundings that the planes can take between the carrier landings and regular landings on the thing. So it'll be curious. I'm assuming that the F-47 is going to be an Air Force one, I'm betting. Probably is, Richard. I went down at that.
Right?
Hey, Jerry. Welcome in, Hatbox Ghost. Good to see you, buddy. 2 hours and still going strong. See, look at that. We keep going. We can keep going for another 2 hours. We'll break the record.
Yeah, and your Halo's
we
still on.
close the other night.
Even after 2 hours, your Halo's still up.
That's right. Dun, 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 dun. I'd say I would tell Richard to come on, but I know he has to be quiet after. I know he's got to be careful. Of course, it's only 9:40 there.
Who?
9:40 in Seattle. You guys are still. You guys are just now getting.
Yeah, it's still prime time here.
Now you want to watch Dave the movie? That's right. I can be dun 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 dun.
Oh boy.
Oh.
No, I probably won't go stay much longer. So got a lot of stuff I have to do tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go too much longer myself. Because, see, and that was only one, and I probably will have another one before, but I'm quickly getting nice and relaxed.
Jerry.
What are you saying? Ooh, she works at 3 a.m. Ooh, your poor sister.
That's rough.
I know it's rough because I go to work at 4:30 and it's rough. Jerry. Oh my goodness, I love it. Leave it to Jerry. You know, do you ever wonder, John, how you ended up in this crazy community?
I wonder a lot of things. That's just one of them.
And now you're probably going, why did I come into this crazy community?
Like I say, I found my people.
We just like to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just that Disney brings us all together. We just intend to, and then we start with Disney, and then we expand all the way to everything. Next thing you know, we'll be sitting here trying to plot and create a utopia on Mars.
Well, based on my social media feed today, it's all Universal, not Disney, because everybody
Yep.
was talking about Epic all
Yeah,
day.
well,
long.
it was the
Oh,
preview.
yeah.
Yeah, I think wasn't there a preview today for the
Yeah,
media
something
preview
like
today?
But post after post after post, I just kept scrolling. Epic, 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 epic. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
happy. Don't get me wrong.
Until these lands open up in these other now, once these lands start opening up, then you'll see people talk about Disney. But then
Well,
the question is,
fine.
will it be good or will they be ripped?
I'm actually happy about it that there's competition, that the bar is being raised. That's all goodness.
And because hopefully Disney will get the picture that they have to raise their bar because they haven't
Yeah.
their standard. Don't get me wrong, I love Disney and I always will, but they're right now their bar standards are so low.
Yep.
You got these other ones coming in and yep, we already looked at that. We looked at that earlier. Apparently some people like it, some people don't. Yes, they did you see Richard, did you see all the new food at the Pop Century? There was a lot of good, man, they got a lot of good drinks at Pop Century now. They got some new good I actually want man, now I want to go stay at Pop Century and get me the ice cream bucket. I want me the ice cream bucket.
Now Dave's gonna head over to Pop.
Exactly. I'm going to get me the ice cream bucket.
Dave, did you see the Tron trailer today dropped?
Yeah, I did. I'm not. I got mixed reviews on it. It's still. It did not. My problem is, it did not until I see other trailers on it. It didn't answer the question of where in the heck are you trying to take this. You can't go much. I mean, I understand the part that, and that's where it was going at the end of the last Tron.
Right.
The two worlds are going to collide. The reality versus the computerism is going to collide. But I'm just not sure if I'm going to like the characters in it because there was one that
we'll have to see.
Because one Tron was
real
killed.
Quick.
And here's my thing: you're calling it Tron, but Tron was killed in the second one. I just don't know how you could do it. I mean, with this one, at least with the second one, Tron carried over. He was turned evil, but then at the end, he was able to reverse and help the humans fight this.
So for people who have no idea what we're talking about, Tron was actually a character in the movie played by Bruce Boxleitner.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
And he went out a hero, I guess, in the last one. So yeah, but what are they going to call it? They have to call it Tron.
I did see the second one. I saw the first one. I saw the second one. Was there another one after that?
No, this is a third one.
No, this is the third Tron coming out.
Okay.
Well, Ram got killed.
I loved the original one.
Ram got killed, if you remember. Ram got killed in the first one, Richard, if you remember.
Boy, the first one's hard to watch now, though. Have you seen the first one recently?
It's been, can't even tell you when the last time I saw that movie.
Oh my goodness! I mean, I love it. It has a special place in my heart. But some of those effects,
you know what's going to make it hard is, here's the thing. Here's what's going to make it, because Jeff Bridges, who did it, he won't be in this third one.
I thought he was in it.
Is he in the third one? I don't know.
No, I heard his voice in the teaser. So
they did, and I believe they did a Tron animated series, but if I'm correct,
Tron Evolution or something, I don't remember.
Yeah, they did a Tron, but here's the review on the Tron animated series. That is the TV review of animated Tron series. Thank you.
No more. Find a way to rejuvenate that series.
Jeff Bridges is 75.
Wow.
Underrated? Are you kidding, Jonathan? Let me put it to you this way. that series wasn't underrated. It should have been sunk like the Titanic. I mean, I know, and I understand. I mean, if you like it, that's good. But to me, I've tried to watch that series, and I'd rather watch it. I'd rather watch it like the Titanic going down and go dun 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 dun.
See, now I want to hear your Snow White review, Dave.
Well, his brother Bo Bridges.
And that's based off of the trailers.
Wow.
But I think I hope Tron finds a way to be really good, because, in our new world with AI.
Yeah, well, it
everywhere-
probably did, Richard. It probably did. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
It probably. I know. It probably had a better review than a Snow White movie for sure. But I'm just saying, and I have nothing against it. And I mean, Jonathan. I mean, I respect Jonathan that if he liked the series, a lot of people did like the series, but it also did have a lot of people that just it did not appeal to, because it made no sense. Here's the problem with the animated series: it did not make no sense with the movies. It did not make sense with the movies. That's my issue with it.
He is going to be in the third movie. Bridges confirms that he is reprising his role of Flynn once more in the upcoming.
And I want to know how that's going to happen, because he was. Did you watch the new? What did you think of it? Made total sense. It did not. It did not even compare to the movie, Jonathan, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, you did like the Snow White. Well, that's a change of, boy, is that a change of the tune. Weren't you against it at one point? Okay. So apparently Richard is now for Snow White.
But I heard what he's talking about. Apparently people have been review bombing IMDb and just sending lots of bad reviews to IMDb. So it's like down at, what is it, 1 out of 10 or something? I don't know what the rating system is.
Hey, Epcot Forever. Hello. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Jordan. Good to see you. Yeah, and it's like the Tron animated series. And I respect Richard. I mean, I respect Jonathan. I mean, obviously he likes it. I just could not compare it to the movies, and it just was not one of I couldn't get over it, so I didn't finish watching the series. But then a lot of people did like it, So I mean, and Jonathan is right; they did watch it.
Richard, that's great. He came in with a neutral mind. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I guess.
I try to be neutral, but I just don't. Here's my thing. If you look at the trailers, for me, when I watch the trailers, it's got to catch my eyes. If it don't, then I have to be. And here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it, but I probably won't. I'm not going to go pay the money that the way the theaters charge now, so expensive. I'm going to wait more till it hits Disney Plus than go spend the money where it's going to cost me $40 to $50 to get the tickets, get all my snacks, when I can make all my snacks for free at home and sit and watch it on Disney Plus.
I wait till movies come on Disney Plus, because I haven't been to it. I can't remember the last time I was in a movie theater. It's been that long.
And I understand. And that would make sense if it is. But my thing is, when you're calling it and you're calling it Tron, you would expect it to be based on the movie. That's the hard part that I have. That's the part I can't get over with. And that's just me. So, like I said,
I don't know.
no, Jerry.
You have
Let's
the
hit it.
Mandalorian. That's not exactly the same story as the Skywalkers. But I agree with Jordan. I mean, there are certain stories that are important to the company's history. Don't touch it.
Exactly.
Don't
Right.
mess with it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I would agree with it.
It's
And
like,
if you really wanted to make it another, do it, and don't call it that name. Call it something else, and then make
Yeah.
it different.
And
let's
that's why
turn
I'm
it into
saying,
another different
I mean,
animal. I mean,
Why
come on.
use the name? Why use the name of a movie or whatever a series that's associated with something that was classic?
well,
and then make it not so classic?
and John brought up a good point, and Richard brought up a good point, which it kind of balances each other. You know, Richard's right that it really wasn't balanced on, but that's where you're going to get mixed emotions, because when you see it, most people are going to relate it to the film. Because if they've
What?
only seen the film and they try to watch it and they don't see that connection, you're going to get some
That's-
people that'll like it and some that won't. Mandalorian, because of how well it was done, it was well loved.
Mhm.
But now out of the respect for what John said, he's right. It didn't really fit in with the Skywalker saga. It was more after,
And I'm okay
you know,
with that.
even though Skywalker was there, it was
They
after
didn't-
the Empire.
But they didn't call it Star Wars. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. If you're using the name like Snow White and it's associated with the classic, and then you come out in a movie that's not.
You have to look at the characters. You got to look at the characters too. They were associated with the Star Wars. Mandalorian, Boba Fett, they were in the Star Wars,
Yeah, it's in the universe. I
in
get
the
it.
universe. So it you know, there's that. You're gonna always have that little connection,
Well, plus from a branding
and
point
so
of view,
it comes
you
down
want
to
connect.
how well is it done.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're just remaking the whole bloody story with nothing more to
Right.
add to it, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I understand where Richard and Jonathan are saying about it. I mean, I'm just saying personally wise, when I watch series like this and I see the name, I'm going to automatically resolve back to the timeline. It don't necessarily have to fit the movies per se, but it's going to have to fit. It's got to
Exactly.
connect to it. It's got to connect to it somehow.
Mhm.
And I
Jordan, you're
just
correct. Jordan, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, that's what we're all saying. And Richard, I can say, well, there you go. We've gone to the Star Wars.
So unfortunately, the free market is a little bit against us because lately, whenever Disney's made a brand new, unique story, it's not done well in the box office. What's done well are
That's
these
the-
remakes,
and
you know. So
and
you
me
know,
and
you
Richard
can't blame
and Mike
them
have
for-
gone that route. Me and Richard and Mike have gone that route where we've talked about where the problem is we've all said it. And John, even you were saying it on the night we were doing the interview that right now they're lacking that vision. They're lacking that creativity within the animated and storytelling. They are really lacking and that's something a lot of us have said for a long time.
They don't
Zootopia was
have
good.
Okay, what do you,
imagination has been lost.
he's pointing to Zootopia. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Richard?
Zootopia was new and unique. That's fair.
Yeah.
It was a long time
That
ago.
was-
But
yeah,
they're lacking,
exactly.
they're lacking
Exactly.
imagination. The imagination
we're-
is not there. At least in
And
my
to be
opinion.
fair, I'll count Moana too. Or not
Yeah.
Moana too, but Moana also.
Yeah.
And now see
Hey,
that's what I'm careful of because I love Moana. So now how well is Moana 2?
Yep.
And I haven't seen it yet. So
I thought I cosplayed as Dave and Lieutenant Dorkins.
Oh gosh.
Love it.
I knew it was cut. There we go. Now we got the shenanigans back.
Love it. Your
Exactly.
cosplay is on point.
Thank you. And thank you. A non-IP ride. No one, we haven't had an original non-IP ride in a long time for this. I
By
think
the
they
way,
need to get back to, I would agree. They need to get back
you were
to
talking about the
non-IP.
original Tron. The only way to get the original Tron on a Blu-ray is to get the combination disc.
Mm,
But I got this at a thrift store. So I already had
nice.
this one on Blu-ray, but this one only came like on DVD, and I said, hey, there's one on a full disc set that's in Blu-ray, but it's like a three. It's not in 3D, but the other one is. But it's like that's the only way if you're looking for that original.
Oh, what are you talking about, Richard? Oh gosh.
Now,
Jonathan's outfit. Now I see what he, yeah. Yeah, leave it to Jonathan to come in on a big way.
Do you count Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway as IP? I guess you do, right? But
I would count it IP because
it would have to be counted as IP because it's Disney IP, right?
yeah.
But when most of us in our community, there is someone who always tries to correct us all the time, but there's a bunch of us in our community when we talk about how Epcot's got too many IPs going, someone in our community will always go, well, even like Figment's an IP and all the original rides, like they're all different IPs, but when we talk IP, generally we mean like how we have Frozen and all the
right. Figment was created for the theme park, so it granted it is IP, but it's IP inside the park, you know.
Right. Yeah.
We're talking when you're talking IP. I think most of us are talking IPs that were created in the movies that now are ending up in the parks all over the place. And I mean, obviously, you're going to have the IPs of the meet and greets of the main characters and all the other ones, but now they're putting the IPs into all the resorts. You're creating all these rides that are the IP, and like Jordan said, they haven't had a none. Why can't we stop and just come out of the box and create a non-IP ride that's extension? It's good. Like Mount Everest Expedition. Mount Everest Expedition is the last. He's right. That was probably the last one that was a non-IP.
Did that or Soarin' come out first? I guess Soarin' came out first, huh?
Soarin' came out before Mount Everest. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually surprised Chubby is not an IP now. But
Chubby
is not an IP. Chubby is not an IP.
It's Chubby.
Who does it belong to?
Chubby belongs to Disney, but it's not an IP. It's just part of the ride. It just became a popular character on the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Can we consider it an IP to make merch for it? There's very few merch of it, but I think merch has been made of Chubby before. So
yeah, but I don't think they consider it an IP because it's not over heavily used.
It's the same story as Figment. Figment was created for an attraction.
But now it actually is starting to become an IP because now it's starting to expand everywhere. And now you're talking. There was the rumor of it doing a movie, but now it looks like it may be more come of like a series on Disney Plus. So. Now you got those rumors flying around, which and they did mention it. Now, whether it comes to fruition,
I don't know if I want that though, because you're going to get the Figment. Like Figment was designed also a bit for kids, but you're going to get the Figment we have today, which is a little bit over the top. I want the Figment from Dreamfinder back.
Richard says it.
Yeah. I mean, Figment got a comic book done
exactly, Richard,
several years ago, and I actually found it in my dollar store. And I said that's unusual to see it as a small comic book, and apparently there's two parts to it. But it turned out the artist that did it, I actually have his first work he ever published through a comic book company at a convention. I bought his first copy of it that he ever sold because he happened to be at that booth, and I knew the guys at the booth, and he's like, I'm selling a new book, and it's a monochromatic artwork book. Turned out the guy Jim Zub did the comic book for Figment called Dreamfinder. I think it's called Dreamfinder. And it was basically Disney allowed him to make a book of his favorite ride, like it's a comic on it, but the story surrounds the Dreamfinder guy himself more so than Figment. Figment's part of it, so Figment has his quirky bits in it where he acts all kooky and gets into trouble, but it's
Yep.
not over the top that we see today, and I love that so much.
Yeah, people
See,
forget that
right.
Figment wasn't the primary character.
No,
Dreamfinder
yeah.
was a guy, right?
Yeah.
I was just reading that Chubby was intentionally supposed to be spelled as Chubby, but there was a typo
Huh.
and it came
Became
Chubby,
Tubi.
and they said they just left it because it came more endearing, so they left it. But
There you go.
originally, it was supposed to be spelled as Chubby.
Boy, does Epcot Forever make a good point here, guys. Look at this.
Don't get me started.
Boy, is that so true.
Don't get me started.
Don't get you started on that one.
Mm-mm. We'll be here
You-
another
you-
2 hours if you get me started on that.
Oh, do I say, am I smelling a show that we need
Yeah,
to get you
we'll have to do
on
another
and get
show on
Richard in here? And
We'll have to do a
fill up
show.
the-
We'll call it "What Happened to Epcot."
because that Jordan made a good point with that. I mean, the generations that are coming up, they won't be able to distinguish between original and IP anymore.
Oh, I missed the original Epcot. Oh my God.
Epcot Center. That's my Epcot.
What?
Huh?
I
missed
don't
it.
know. He was.
Did we lose? Did we lose Jonathan?
I heard something.
I think he
I'm
was.
here.
I think he was teleported out of somewhere. I guess because he mysteriously just went.
But I can think of a lot of attractions that have had characters come out of them become popular. You know, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're IP. It's just that they became
No.
popular
Well,
characters.
like
Right,
Chubby.
right.
Chubby has become Chubby. Well, think about it. The
The
orange
Sunny
bird.
Eclipse IP.
Orange
I mean,
bird. John, maybe you can answer this. The orange
Huh.
bird, that's not an IP, right? They don't consider that an IP. That's just one of
yeah,
those.
that was
The
created
orange bird has
as
just
part of
become a popular character, correct?
Mhm. Yeah,
I
same
mean,
thing.
it's so well known with what is it? Associated with the Flower and Garden Festival, I think.
Sure.
I think my mic is hooked up to the phone. That's why when I walked away, you didn't hear me. It's not hooked up to
Ah.
what I'm
No.
wearing. It's probably just settings. I don't know.
Oh, here we go. Richard's got another good point too.
I mean, are the Tiki Birds IP? I mean, of course not. They were created in the park.
Right.
Country Bears. Now you can argue the Country Bears broke out, right? They had a movie. No one saw it.
Yeah, you can actually say that they're kind of. They've actually, I would think that you could actually argue that they are an IP more type now. Not a popular
Because of
IP.
the movie?
Well, they did have the one movie. So, I mean, it is actually, they've actually kind of think of it as an IP for them. As where, like John said, the Tiki Birds, I would think they would be an IP, but they're not.
Sure.
Correct. But look how popular the Tiki Room is. Tiki Room. It's the Tiki Room.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't have that second drink.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, and I'm not saying, and I agree with you, Richard, and maybe John. I mean, I don't know what John. Look what John or Richard said.
In moderation,
It's
it's
not
great.
all bad. I agree.
Disneyland opened on opening
Yeah.
day with plenty of IP. You know, there
Right.
was a Pinocchio ride, there was a Snow White ride,
Right.
there was a Peter Pan ride. But when the balance gets off put to such a degree that the whole theme of the park gets overwhelmed with one or two IPs, then you've lost
Right.
balance. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or Bird is. Wait a minute. What are you saying about the Bird? Bird is IP. He has his own comic book series and Golden Book series.
I mean, it becomes very mixed. The line gets very fuzzy.
It does. And it's hard to tell anymore what is IP and what is not, because like they said, some of those, like the Tiki Bird, now Richard is saying it might be an IP because it's some of that stuff has gotten some merch, but where do you draw a line and what does become IP and what is not IP?
To me, the key point is the direction. Does an IP come from outside the park into the park, or does it break out of the park, created inside the park? Those are two completely different categories.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think you get movies and it becomes into the park, and then you have from the park goes out into the movies. It sort of goes like this, you know. It's just it's doing both.
Yeah, it's true.
And
I think you're right. I think you're right. Kids today don't know the difference.
Well, and Jordan says this.
They grew up with it and know what it is, you know.
And here, now, I like what Jordan said here. And this is, would you agree with that, John?
Let me read it. Yeah, you have a point.
Right.
You have a point.
And then Richard put this. Honestly, I actually could consider this because it became so popular. Yeah, I would think that the Song of the South would have been, because it becoming so popular. You had the rabbit, and I would say it would have been the first IP. I don't know if it would have been the first IP, but yeah, I would say it's an IP.
First IP is Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Arguably Oswald, if you want to go that far. But.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion is another one that's broke out. So again, that's another one that, even though that I'm not, that the second Haunted Mansion movie was not, I'm still trying to decide which one I like better, the original Haunted Mansion or the updated version.
Let me underscore something Jordan said. I think he's onto something. If Epcot were designed today, there's no way it would come out the way it originally came out. It would be completely IP overwhelmed today if it were designed from scratch today.
Do you think? And would you see the Showcase World being added onto that?
Well, maybe. But, that's an interesting question. These kind of counterfactuals are interesting. I have to think about that.
Oh, please do. I would like to hear the facts on that one.
I don't know if they would, actually, because that's why my love for Epcot is from the original process thought of what Epcot was meant to be when it first came out. And that's what my love for Epcot is.
You're talking about original IP. Think about the Mexican Pavilion. What ride is in there right now?
Well, it's Three Caballeros, but it would be Coco today if it were being designed.
Correct. But do you consider, as popular as the Three Caballeros are, would you consider that an IP? Because that
wasn't the original ride. The original ride had nothing to do with the Three Caballeros. It was the ride through Mexican history. What was it called?
So the Caballeros didn't get added until later on when they started IP and everything. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
That I did not know. So, I mean, because I wasn't there and I didn't get until probably 20 years after things. So, see, thank you, John. That's something I didn't know. So, I learned something new.
Originally, the characters weren't in there at all.
I forget what the original ride is called.
In Mexico.
Yeah, and Joe makes a good point here, too. I think they would have done, I think the World Showcase probably would have been its own separate park.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Because originally that's what
envisioned as a separate park.
Yeah, it was Royal and them that eventually pushed both of combined it.
Yes, El Rio del Tiempo. That's correct. Thank you, Joe. And originally that ride was supposed to go outside. It was supposed to have an outside component where it would exit the pyramid and come back.
Oh, really?
But they didn't have enough money to pull that off. Pirates? No, Pirates opened later, didn't it?
Yeah, that came way after, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now I have to look it up.
Yeah, I thought the Pirates came later.
Yeah, that was 1967. That was 12 years after the park opened.
Because now, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't the Haunted Mansion supposed to be part of the original opening of Disneyland, but it didn't open until several years later? Or no?
I don't think so. I don't think it was part of the original plan. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure on that one either.
Mm.
Okay, well, Richard has another question. What was the original?
The original rides when the park opened? Well, there were many.
Yeah.
Autopia was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 20,000 Under the League was one of the originals, I believe, correct?
I don't recall 20K. So there was Autopia, Jungle Cruise, The Carousel, Mad Tea Party, Mark Twain, Peter Pan, Snow White. There were a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Autopia was a costly one because he kept replacing the bodies of the car at
Yep.
the end of each day because it kept falling apart.
And guests kept hitting each other.
Oh, jeez. Ain't
But
surprised.
that's why
Sounds like,
Bob Gurr
it
ended
sounds
up
like
inventing
certain
the
other ride
Bubba.
is Magic Kingdom. The cars keep hitting each other.
It's funny because like a lot of things that we get in car technology, like our windshield wipers and stuff, comes from racing. So everybody
True.
doesn't realize that. But then when you attribute like fiberglass, yes, it comes from racing, but the original concept of it came from Bob Gurr because he had to
Mhm.
replace the Autopia ride constantly.
Exactly.
It's funny because when I went to his 90th birthday when it was held in Toronto and we sang him happy birthday, it was supposed to be all about Disney, but he ended up going on a lot about the
Hold on.
automotive industry that he worked in. It was pretty
Yep.
cool.
Okay, listen to this. This is the Haunted Mansion from Jill.
Okay.
She's got
Yeah,
that's what I
true.
thought. It was originally, it didn't open until 69, but it was supposed to be a part of the original Disneyland thing, but it did not open until
Mhm.
several years later because it got scratched. But
Well,
the
I
building
remember
was,
the history
but the
too.
building, but the building was there.
They incorporated that building as part of the Mark Twain narration, if I remember reading correctly. They say, "Hey, look at that spooky little house over there. Someday there may be ghosts in there," or something like that.
Right. Because here's the rest of that story.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Disney took fairy tales from all kinds of sources.
Oh yeah, and
Not just-
he took a lot of the fairy tale sources from the Grimm brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it?
I mean, yeah, Richard's right about that. I mean, that's where a lot of those fairy tales are not Disney originals. And they're from the Grimm brothers. But
there are lots of
But
great
it-
stories about when opening day happened at Disneyland. I think we talked about this, where the concrete was so fresh that ladies' heels sunk into the concrete on opening day.
There you go.
yeah,
Hey,
Well,
there
it-
was-
Original thing.
here's the thing about it. If you look, have you noticed there's a reverse trend on this? Now you think about it. When Disney started doing some of these fairy tales in animated, he made them lighthearted. And the Grimm's but you look at Grimm's fairy tale book, they're more of a dark type character like they're doing today. So now it's taking a reverse where
I don't know if they were
Oh.
lighthearted. I'm not sure I'd agree with that. Have you seen Sleeping Beauty? Some of those scenes
No.
were pretty dark.
no,
Yeah.
what in the original or
Yeah, the original. I'm not sure what you mean. For sure, they had lighthearted elements, but some of them are pretty scary.
well, and for back then compared to what we're seeing today, which is a
Oh, I
lot
see.
more darker.
That's
I'm
Mhm.
comparing, I'm taking a look at what would have been more lighthearted back then. And yeah, I agree with you, John, on that. Back then, some of those scenes would have been a dark type scene, but the whole overall movie was more lighthearted compared to some of these ones that are being made today are more, you look at Pinocchio, which the characters are that whole updated Pinocchio is totally a dark, hard
sure.
thing.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, look at Dumbo though. he loses his mother. Like we studied that in theater school, and the more we studied it, the more it's like this isn't for kids. It is, right? We studied the Crows, we studied everything about it. Like we watched it with kids. How? Why? We were allowed to, you know.
Well, and you know what? Here we go again. Some of these guys are making some good points in the chat.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, you know, Jill did this.
Yep. All good points.
And then again, here's Richard. And this guy's been to Marceline. Lucky guy. We need to go take over Marceline one of these days. So,
yeah, Walt had no compunction about scaring little kids. That's true.
no, he did not.
But you know, that's how you tell a story. You got to have a
and you
antagonist.
also have like frightening and even sadness. Look at some of the Disney old movies, like just like Bambi. You know, Bambi lost his mom. I mean, you're looking at things that are not just totally just hunky dory, fantasy land, but also has some life experiences. You know, people lose their parents, kids lose their parents. You know, but it brings like sadness because then people don't want to watch those movies because it's sad.
Bye, Joe.
There you go. Jordan said another good point there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that is correct because I will tell you this: you look at some of the old classic movies, Disney. You look at it, Old Yeller, happy movie all the way through.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you have to shoot the dog, and now you got tears running down because you had a. And it's not scary compared to some things, but it still brings that natural realism that this is the reality. The dog got rabies. It was going rabid, and you had to shoot him. You know, obviously, you look at Davy Crockett and the Alamo. Obviously, they all got killed in the Alamo. Disney was great, and I don't know. I can't really think about it today, but back in those days, he was good at telling those stories and still interjecting with the reality of it, and still kind of bring that lighthearted side out of it, yet bring that realism to it.
Right.
For Old
That's
Yeller,
exactly what I was saying.
for Old Yeller,
That's
as
exactly
an
what I
adult,
said.
I get it. Or if you're a teenager, but for kids, like, come on, no one wants to see that dog get at the end, right? So it's just like it's a movie's not designed for kids.
But it's
sure.
the reality of it. That was the reality of it.
Yeah.
It got
Right.
rabies. You could not keep it alive because it was.
Kids. I understand that, but no kid's going to think the way you're thinking about it now, saying that it's reality and all that. No kid's going to. It's like watching Transformers the movie when Optimus died.
And I agree.
People lock themselves in their rooms.
Exactly, Jonathan. I agree. But that was the bringing of the reality of it. The kids would not understand it. Adults would, but the kids wouldn't. But the reality of it is still the same thing. The dog had to be put down.
Jonathan has a point, though. Very few movies actually kill the animal these days. You know,
No.
very few.
Right.
Well, I think Marley and Me was probably the next closest.
Well,
one,
now
because
more
they got-
today, they turn them more into zombies. We're more in a zombie
Not wrong.
apocalypse now.
But you know, Mr. Toad was an opening day attraction at Disneyland, and where did that attraction end you up in? It ended you up in hell, and then you walked out. So I mean,
I
come
love
on.
that attraction, but yes, it's another one. It's like watching Dumbo. You take your kids to do that? That's one of those things. You know, like kids don't exactly realize that. It goes, I was just a bad
Goes to
driver. I'm
hell.
like, you know where you went? She's like, come on.
Right.
I was gonna say, John, I pulled up these two books off my shelf. These are
Ooh,
from the 70s.
nice.
I don't know if you've seen these before.
I
They are
don't
not
know that
Disney
I
books.
have. Nice.
So
Yeah,
I
I
got
agree.
these. You can buy these used for $70 right now because they're actual
Mhm.
textbooks. I got them from my stepdad because he's an architect. So what these books originally did was
Here,
it taught you how
John,
to draw really fast, rapid drawing
Nice.
for commercial
Excellent.
drawing. The reason why
Yeah.
I'm showing you it, if I can find the picture in here, I couldn't find there's a bunch in here, but there are drawings in here that are Disney in here
Mm-hmm.
for Epcot related,
Cool.
like original, like the
address
RCA.
this one.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You'll have to send me some scans
Yeah.
or send me a link to the book.
The book I saw last time I saw it on eBay or something, it was like it wasn't cheap, but there's only a handful of pictures in here.
Yeah.
There's not a lot because it's not a Disney book. There was a drawing of Epcot with the Earth ball, but it's like a wider shot there's one with Main Street, but there's even like this one in here too.
Nice.
Right? And these are copies of the originals, right?
Nice.
And I don't see them anywhere else.
Oh, that's great.
But that's based on it says Disney World in the corner. It's just RCA.
Right.
Is the company that ran it at the time, right? So these are all from like Horizon. So I'm a Horizon fan. So
Yep.
when my tech got given to me, I was using them because I was at one point going to go into architecture. I never did. I just one day flipped through the book when
That's
I
good
was
stuff.
doing cartooning. It was like, oh my god, this is like a Disney book. It's got stuff in it.
Yeah, that's a
that
great
I
Yeah.
font.
forget.
Well, you
So-
know, RCA originally sponsored the
Yeah.
Space Mountain exit. Well, they used to have a complete exhibit when you were exiting Space Mountain.
Yeah.
RCA had like a House of the Future type of thing.
Answer this.
there's lots
Sorry,
of
we kind of
sponsorships.
got Dave off track here.
I was going to say, tackle this question, John. This is an
What's that one?
interesting one from Richard.
Do you think Disney won't make a haunted house?
Because
most
of its
the people who wanna get
modernization.
scared most of the people who want to get really scared go to Universal these days. You know, Universal has the Halloween Horror Nights.
I don't think Disney will ever go down that route.
Yeah.
It's very family oriented. As much as there is an adult side to it, it's very family oriented, and that's how the park has always been since day one.
Now,
So-
there's one exception. They did make Alien Encounter, and that scared the hoo-ha off of people, you know?
Well, there was also the Bug Show, which is just ending. which
That's true,
people-
too. But I don't think that
that's
was
stuff-
intentionally scary. I think that was accidentally scary. But yeah,
I mean, the
Alien
haunted
Encounter
mansion
was
we
really
have has
interesting.
scared kids, has scared little kids in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It scared me when I first went on it as a little kid, but like,
No, I get
it's
it.
just it's a very dark ride. But aside from that, it's not meant to be like Universal
Yeah.
Horror Nights, right?
And that's
Yeah.
why I find Alien Encounter, the original one, not the Stupid
Yeah.
Stitch remake, but the original one, really interesting because it was such a odd duck from a Disneyland brand theming point of view, you know?
Richard makes a good point on this one, and I would have to agree to it to a point.
Ooh, that's a spicy take.
It's not made for kids anymore.
That's spicy.
It is. I see a
But,
lot
okay,
of it.
okay.
In,
I can see that point. It's not made for kids anymore, but it's not made necessarily for the new adults. In some regard, it's made for the adults who are once kids who used to
Right.
go there to
And
the
I-
kids there
and-
now. So the
and I
stuff
would
you
agree
make
with that.
now, but the stuff that you make now should not be Horror Night style. It should be reminiscent of what was from the past still.
Hmm.
So either way, you're not gonna get like your rated R Disney. Like the only time you get rated R is when Winnie the Pooh came out with some horror flick, and got
Lord.
because the rights came
Man,
out.
that was
Disney.
that
They were
that
waiting
thing
on
went
it.
over.
Yeah, I'd like to see
That
an
whole
attraction based on that.
conversation went to can pots and a bucket.
Oh, if Universal could get the rights to it, they'd totally do it just to annoy Disney. It would sell.
Yep.
Indubitably.
But that's an interesting point. Are all the new attractions? Here's the other thing that really bothers me. I'm sorry, I'm going to start venting now. Every new attraction has to be a super $100 million e-ticket attraction. We've lost the notion of A ticket, B ticket, C ticket attractions. All the new ones are ones that are intentionally designed to blow you away, which is fine. I have nothing against that. But it's centralizing all of the new focus into just a handful of e-ticket rides, which I think we're losing something in that.
And all the new technology,
Right,
which is now
right.
becoming more screen based.
Right. Well, that too. That's another.
Like
That's
we still
another
have
rant.
animatronics,
Yeah.
but we're losing
Oh,
some of the
now
rides
see,
because there's zero animatronics.
here's what I like this, and I would Jordan brought up a good point. I
Mhm.
love these movies to death.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Yep. I think Disney
They
is
they were had
losing.
the dark side, but yet they were lighthearted in nature the way they delivered it.
Oh, let me take a
Right. I think they're losing, to me, I think they're losing the simplicity of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
They're making it everything where it has to be wow, big, and just make it simple. Just make it
Yeah.
simple, and then people will come. People
There's
will
nothing
come.
wrong with an e-ticket attraction, right? We need more of those. Now, hopefully, they have a little bit more vision than some of the Carney rides in California Adventure, but we'll leave that alone for now.
Yeah, that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, but those films were great. When did those come out? The 70s.
Yeah.
Those were-
Oh man, I grew up on the original Pete Stagan. I grew up on Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. I grew up on those were some of the good ones.
I still like the Black Cauldron. You know, it has some issues getting
It
produced.
was well that to me that is an underrated film. That
Yeah.
really is an underrated film.
Black Cauldron was supposed to be much darker, in fact, but was it Katzenberg or someone who got involved at the time changed it?
Jordan says 1971 for Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, which I think is right, and Pete's Dragon 1977.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
But I think if they remake the Black Cauldron, I won't complain. I think that would be an interesting remake.
Here we go. I thought I had it. This was a limited edition of 1200, but it's not straight up Disney. It's Disney Lounge Fly, but it's a spinning.
Ooh, nice.
It's a spinner. Well, it's supposed to be. The dollar's going to lock it, but yeah, it's a Lounge Fly because we don't have Disney stores anymore around here. But
Yeah.
it's limited of 1200, so
Nice.
I knew it had one of the older animated stuff in here.
But I was watching. Was it? I can't remember who was on streaming the other night, but they were showing the parade, the electrical parade, and the Disney World lake every night.
Hello.
Hey, Samantha Lowe, hello, welcome in. Yes, welcome to us, Insomniac.
Yes, ma'am.
It just cannot seem to get to sleep for some reason. I don't know why. We get into some nice little conversations.
Yeah, I think the Black Cauldron would be an interesting remake. There's a lot of interesting story there.
You think
You could-
well,
It's
you
old
think
enough
they
that you
could
can
deliver it
modernize
like
it.
they did the original one?
Well, like we talked about the other night, there's a whole series of books in that Prydain series that they could create a franchise out of easily if they pull it off.
This is more up John's alley.
What's that?
These are the limited edition. This is the
Ooh,
40th anniversary ones.
nice.
So this one opens up and it shows.
Ooh,
Mm.
very
And then
nice.
I only have two of them, but the other one I have it opens up as well, but it's the Horizons robot.
Nice.
You don't see
Love
things
it.
over- Yeah.
Yes, make sure you guys are
Hold up.
make sure we're supporting Samantha. She's getting ready to do her 10-miler. So good luck on that, Sam.
You gotta get real early for those.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes,
luck.
exactly, Jordan. Yeah, make sure you stay hydrated. If it's been as hot as it's been the last couple of days in Florida here, definitely make sure you're drinking a lot of water.
It's probably why Sam's up and awake right now, because she's got to be in line in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Put these away. Yeah, let's get for the old stuff.
Horizons was such a great ride, though.
Yeah, one of my days. Oh, here's a pen that you don't see often. I think Jennifer Caruso got me this. I told her not to. She was like shopping at some store. And she's like, who wants what? I'll buy it for you. You can pay it back. and she wasn't trying to be like a shopping channel, but I said I like that pin, but I said I shouldn't be spending money. So she ended up sending it to me with she sent me something for being a moderator, just a help thing.
Oh,
But she didn't send me the pin. And then she sent me a birthday card, and this is for your birthday, and she gave me the pin as an excuse to give me the pin. So she gave me this pin, which is
nice.
it's got pewter on it though. It's something you don't see often at the
Yeah.
resort.
That's
So
nice.
it was another one of those clearance things at the store she was at. But I saw the pin. I was like, that's something you don't see often. She goes, but I don't like it because it doesn't move. She likes all the moving pins and everything. I'm like, but if you're like Baker and you like pins, you know that you just don't see this one often. She didn't understand. But she
Yeah.
got it for me, so now I have
That
it
was
in my
sweet of
closet.
her. She's so
Yeah.
kind.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
message for you.
No, I get it. I saw that. I agree. Let's do it. We have that's what brings us all together. We could talk about this stuff for a long time.
And you could. I mean, let's see, leave the hotel around 2:30, bus comes around 3:45, and great, man, but you're up half the night, Sam. Man, by the time you get it done, wow, that'd be physically fatiguing. Yeah, and and Richard brings up a good point. I'm waiting to, with where Disney currently is, I'm waiting to see how they're going to pull off the Villains Land. Because right now, they do have the brain thinking for that because that's where they're at the moment.
Are we calling it Villain? I know it's called Villains Land, but are we really going to call it that? Because they have all this space and they kind of squeeze it into. It felt like they were just trying to make use of it.
They got more space back there than most people want to realize, Jonathan. There's more land in Disney World than people.
Space. I know they have the space, but like some people are complaining about where they're deciding to put things. Was like it shouldn't go here.
Villains Land, I don't think going to be Villains. Looking at the map, my problem is what they're doing with the car. What they're sticking where at the cars in the middle of the Magic Kingdom. Villains Land, I don't think will be an issue because there's so much property back there. I think it'll have the space for it. But it's the Cars Land where you're taking out the Liberty Boat, you're taking out Tom Sawyer's Island, you're having to fill that all in, and I think they're squeezing too much in that area, just in that area, not so much with the Villains Land.
Let me comment on something Jordan said about Epic. Epic's, what he just wrote, completely 100%. And one of the reasons is Imagineering's been having a brain drain. A bunch of Imagineers have been leaving shop, going to Universal. And now we're starting to see the consequences of that show up and manifesting in Epic. So yeah, they've got to up their game 100%.
There's that, and we have the after effects of Bob Paycheck and other things. So
sure,
yeah. And the problem is we're starting to lose the one, and the Imagineers that we did have are getting older and starting to retire, and we're losing that. Exactly, Jordan. We're losing our best Imagineers.
We're
losing the people that saw the vision for storytelling.
That's what I was saying. That's what I said earlier. I said we're losing that imagination. That it's lost. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's totally lost, but it's lost.
I think the newer Imagineers that are out now are just as good in what they do, but it's a different style altogether.
Well, so they don't.
Like we're losing old Epcot Center where all the rides were like.
They just my problem is with today's
real props.
My problem is I think some of these people they're focusing so much on this AI technology. We're losing and this is across the board. This don't even have to do with Imagineering. This is me sitting here watching 21 years of being in an education system. We are losing our imagination across the board. Kids don't know how to imaginate. They don't know how to dream. They don't know how to draw. They don't know how to be creative. We're losing that touch across the world, period. And it's now, and some of these generations that are coming up, it's now starting to get into business.
I think it's more so the creativity has just shifted to digital world. So it's just a lot of screen based, a lot of effect stuff.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with all of that, but then some of it's like no different when you look at movies. Like the newer Star Wars stuff with digital effects, there's good stuff in it. But then when you look at things like, for example, you go back to Space Odyssey 2001, or you go back to Blade Runner, with just flat out full sets that were made in miniature scale and stuff like that. That's you can see the difference in how much work and creativity, and so it's just kind of, I'm not saying it's lost entirely. There are quicker ways and cheaper ways to get more done to make more money, and that's what's happening.
We don't,
But
and
we
again,
don't appreciate it.
the imagination is lost. We're finding quick, cheaper ways, and we're not using the imagination like the old imagineers had to do. They had to think and create these things off of things. Today, and you can see it in school, Jonathan, the kids, and it transpires as into when they get adults. We've lost imagination. When most of us grew up, when we played, we used our imaginations. We got creative. These kids don't have that today. They can't think outside of the box. They're taught one way, and that's it. They
have
don't. We
imagination, but it all
can't.
comes from video games.
We're locked in a box, and we can't seem to break it.
Their imagination all comes from modern day video games. That's the problem. So you see a lot of repetitivity in there.
But the games are all repetitive. Even then, most games are repetitive, and even the video games, it's about boom, 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 and see who you can blow away or kill how many zombies.
More like that, less a story.
And again, even with that,
and the reason
imagination is gone.
The reason Minecraft was such a phenomenon is that it allowed kids to tap into that right brain.
Oh, I love Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft was one of the exceptions.
Yep.
I don't own Minecraft on PC, but I had it on my PlayStation 3. So it doesn't update. It's the old version.
I agree. Bring back Tony Baxter, Bob Durr, and Joe Rhodes.
I would put Minecraft on open mode and just build for hours.
Yeah.
Build random weird stuff and just think for hours and just be like,
good stuff.
5 hours later, I've only built one building.
How did that movie do this weekend? I haven't checked it.
I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't know if I like it that much. I get it's for kids, but just a little bit too playing on the kids' side more than less of the reality, like of Minecraft. If you really got into Minecraft, where you spend hours in a forest or something like that. Not that I did, because I was more open source about building things. When you play with friends, you spend hours in there, and you have to craft something because you're out of the resource. This movie doesn't really dictate that as much. It's more just like taking all the common things that people recognize from Minecraft and sticking them into one movie.
Well, apparently just yesterday on Friday, it made $58 million, which is probably more than...
All the kids will go see it. That's why. It will sell.
I think that's more than what Snow White made in one day. Well, but yeah, I mean, you all raise good points.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to start hopping
off. Again, here we go. Hey, didn't we just do this the other night, John?
Yeah.
3 hours again. But but when you start getting when you're getting good feedback from the chat, it feeds us. And obviously we've all see things from different points. And obviously I love the group we got on here because we've all brought up some interesting points throughout the conversations. And we know one thing. It's not an easy fix, but it's got to be a fix that's got to be done if you want to see a future for this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the solution is for it, that's anybody's guess.
If you think about it, like I mean, in 20 years from now, what Disney is going to be like? I mean, Disney will be there, but what Disney will look like in 20 years, even 10 years.
Yeah,
20 years, it's going to be totally different, and
it's not going to be the same Disney.
We're going to have YouTubers sitting around like this and saying, "Well, I remember when," because And if you think about it, that's what Disney is about. It's thinking
Well,
out when.
and some people will be having those big horns like they had in the 1800s going, eh?
Well, in 20 years, I'll be 80 something, so I'm not sure.
Hey, I can't listen. 20 years, I'll be in my 70s, so I can't say much. I can't say much behind it. So the only one that's young here is Jonathan.
I am not young, but I may be the youngest out of you.
You're listen. You're a kid compared to the three of us on here, and
I'm as old as Steve's World, but I don't act like him. Steve World acts like he's a millennial.
you're still a
He doesn't know older stuff.
Jonathan. How old are you? Seriously,
45 this year in October.
you're still a kid. Come back in 5 years when you hit the 50. Then say something. Right now, you're like Richard and Mike. You're still a kid. Come see us when you hit the gold five, when you hit the big 50. Then come see us.
And I'm the granny of all of you.
You're Mama D.
John's going, oh Lord, now where
We're
are we
on
going?
the same boat. It's all good.
It's all good. Unfortunately, you can't stop. Unfortunately, you can't stop time, and we all get older. And like Debbie said, even when we're looking at it, we're all going to be looking back, and Disney will not be what we all remember.
Right.
But so I'm okay with Disney. Like Disney's always changing, and that's fine with me.
Right.
And I get the more we see it always changing, the more it just becomes.
But here's the thing: you got to watch this. And I've seen a lot of multi-billion. As a business administration major, I've watched a lot of Fortune 500 companies that have built so big and then crumble real quick. Oh, and that's studying history of business all the way back to the tycoons. You're talking tycoons that created Standard Oil,
Standard
John
Steel.
D.
Yeah.
Rockefeller,
Yep.
Carnegie Hall. All those guys that said that, those guys, reason why they made the money, because they had the creative and the visionary and all that. But we've lost touch with all that. And unfortunately, you got people that are money driven, this driven. Yeah, it'll work for a while, but then the well's going to dry up, and that's when the companies crumble. And I'm almost afraid, will that happen to Disney?
Some of it's also
It could happen. I'm not saying it will, but it could happen.
I think there always will be. I think there always will be a Disney. It's just not going to be the Disney that we know.
Yes, and that is true. But like with some things that we remember at Disney, it's a product of its time because we had all the sponsorships, or that was how it worked. So a lot of those things can't come back because it doesn't exist that way anymore.
Hey, Gonzo, you're more than welcome. Hey, we'd love to get you out. We'd love. Yeah, and you're probably right. You're probably right, Jordan. It probably already has happened, and it just hasn't completely collapsed. But it is in the middle of a major. But as far as Gonzo, we need. Yeah, come on and join the party. More the fun, Gonzo.
Yeah, send him a link then.
You want to come on?
So I'll take the point. Like Steve World always says that you guys always complain I'm missing my old rides, but we need change. It's going to change, and he always wants things like it's going to change and it's for the better. I'm like, I don't mind change for the better, but if we take for example Epcot Center, which is lost, which is based on a science fair, the whole idea of sure you can call it Disney, some stuff is Disney IP. But it was original. It wasn't just like because we made a movie. It wasn't like, and so we make a ride based on we made a movie. I'm okay with it, but the whole thing doesn't have to be digital, and the whole thing doesn't have to be based on the new technology. There are far better rides out there that are older and has more character because of the effort that went into it, rather than just a digital.
That's what I was saying earlier. The simplicity of it is lost. The simplicity of the rides, Disney, the whole shebang, it's been lost.
Well, you can say it's simplicity, but at the same time, those old rides, it's more than simplicity because they had all the animatronics and things that go beyond.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, simple meaning like the mind thought.
Yeah.
Mind thinking.
Well, here. here's the whole nutshell of the thing. You're both right. The problem is we're making things too complicated is what's
Right,
going
well,
on. We're
that's what
making things too complicated where you can scale back, use some IP, but yet make it simple in nature and still
But
bring out the best.
That's what I was trying to say. That was the point that I was trying to make. I don't mean simple being simple. I mean,
Well, you both, and Jonathan's right. Jonathan made good points too. I mean, it doesn't, sometimes you don't have to necessarily go all the way back to the old school,
no,
but
no.
combine it and make it simple. Yeah, bring best to both worlds.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jordan. Exactly. You look at Pirates and Haunted Mansion, look how old they are. But every time people are still impressed with those two rides. We're all obsessed with those rides. Why? Because for back in those days, it's what the creativity came out of.
Right.
We are not getting rides like that anymore. Very rare now. Now Guardians of the, you're getting one or two rides that are getting close to that, but nowhere like Pirates and Haunted Mansion or Jungle Cruise for that matter.
Also, when they built the rides back then, like when Bob Gurr built that stuff, as much as it's like, and you're at a theater show, because I come from my background of working in theater, you build things at a certain range so people can see and get fooled by the imagination on the stage. When he built a lot of that stuff back then, it wasn't just because he's building sets that the ride goes to. He built the ride seats and stuff like that. So he was building things that were built to last, built longer, and built for functionality. So like when I went to his 90th birthday thing and I got to meet him because I had the VIP ticket thing, I just thanked him. I said, as a theater major, I said, someone who grew up going to Epcot when I was like, I didn't remember it the first time I went when I was 3. So when it first opened in like 93 or so, 92, 93, apparently I went to Epcot, my mother told me. And so my favorite ride being Horizons and a few other things that were related to him. I said that whenever I build props, as much as we just build it for one-time use purpose, I tend to want to build things that are going to last longer and have other functionality uses afterwards. Like if Bob Gurr builds a door, like that door isn't just a fake door on the set; it's an actual working door that people will use. Like he thinks beyond that, and we kind of lost that with all the digital stuff going on now.
Yep.
Because it's all about money. It's all about everything. If this makes us a ton of bucks, let's go digital because it's cheaper and it will flash and wow people instantaneously. But
people are the problem is the people are stopping to think, and the computers are starting to think, and we're losing that creativity.
Now, normally I would agree 100% with all of you. Let me just drop one exception, and that's Rise of the Resistance. I think that's a stone cold classic masterpiece that somehow they conjured.
I think so too.
There are exceptions. I agree with that.
But you look at for example, Rise of the Resistance, and there are a few others around in the past. Yes, you go through a room on a ride, but the space that they add into there, just like the physical space and the depth of that set, right? Or even the illusion of that depth of the set, is what sells it, right?
Yeah,
rather than putting a digital, like they use a digital screen, great, but it's not like you walk into a room that's like only 8 feet long.
That's
and
true.
At the end of it, there's a screen. That depth has some. Like if you were to walk further into it, not that you're allowed to, you would see 100 other things in there, like the old school rides. That's why it works.
Contrast that with like Ratatouille. Ratatouille is just nothing but screens. So I get your point.
It is.
But
think of it this way. Going back to old school a little bit. Look at this. It took me years. I didn't realize that when you go into, I didn't realize that, and both rides are the same on Haunted Mansion, except one. At Disney World, the roof rises on that room. I didn't realize until just a few years ago that it actually was an elevator and the floor drops you down. And yet it gives you that illumination that the room is growing but the people are dropping to a room below it where then you would access into a building back there where the ride was. Yeah, I didn't realize that until I watched Imagine.
Yeah. You have to get people under the railroad. That's why they had to do it. They have to drop it down and Put them under the
But see,
railroad.
that was one of those things that I didn't learn until after I saw the Imagineering story on the. That's why I like the idea of having you come on and let's visit some of those, because that's what's interesting, because I never knew that until I saw that.
Well, you don't have that
was-
requirement where Haunted Mansion is in Magic Kingdom. It's in the middle of Frontierland. You don't have a railroad to worry about.
Mm.
Nope.
So, sure, just make the roof rise. You don't need to have an elevator go down if you don't need to, especially since elevators going down would go straight into the utilidors, which would be
Yeah, you might have a little problem there.
yeah.
Mhm.
I have no problems going down to the utilidors, but they won't let you. He's like,
No, but Disney might have a problem with an elevator coming through the roof into the utility going,
Well,
all
the funny
right,
part-
who designed this thing? It went the wrong way.
Yep. Well, when they when they created Dumbo, I've heard a story that the water started flooding down into the utilidors because it was right over on top of the
I
corridor.
like this. Jordan said the same thing. And I agree. Because if you look at the Great Movie Ride, to me, that was a simple, complex ride. Just as much as now, I mean, it wasn't as intricate as Rise is, but
Yeah. It had heart, that's for sure.
yes. And I do miss it, because I do miss the Great Movie Ride.
Mhm.
I actually miss the backlot tour too.
Right.
See,
that
those are
ride- The magic about that ride is when your host gets captured and then you get the villains come over and take over the ride. That's a neat twist. I miss that.
yeah. Well, you know what you do with that, don't you, John? You hand them Mama D, and then the rest of us can run.
There you go. I would love to see Mama D host the Great Movie Ride. That would be
Oh, she would. I guarantee you would have a good time with her as the host on that ride.
that ride could have just been.
I know,
simply updated.
Mama D. I'm just adding to the pile for August.
Mhm.
August ought to be. When we go to Baltimore in August, John, it really might get really interesting up there.
Oh, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But another point, Jordan, I mean, he right on the money all night, but Hollywood Studios really has nothing to do with Hollywood anymore.
No, I don't.
It's
Mm-mm.
it's just a collection
No.
of
So for the
random
longest,
stuff, you know?
for the longest time, and some of us out there and other mod community, other mod channels, other things,
Yeah.
like Tina McNeil and stuff, we still call Hollywood Studios MGM Studios. So as long as you say that, like, you know where you're coming from, that person's
Sure.
coming from.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the last 2 years, I've kind of slowly not referred it to that unless you were talking about the old one,
Right.
because to me, Hollywood Studios, at one point, yes, I always referred to it as MGM because there's parts of it left. But now that it's all shifting away, it's like, no, this is Hollywood Studios. This is not MGM. MGM is a different thing altogether.
I can't even call it Hollywood Studios. It has nothing to do with Hollywood anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it really don't. I mean,
Well, it does until they remove the Indiana Jones.
Granted,
no,
that's-
not really. That's just the show now anymore. Because if you look at everything around it, I agree with John. It's just
But it's a show about
here.
remaking.
Think about it this way. When I first started going to Hollywood Studios, which I didn't visit none of the parks until I was in my 30s, and I moved down here to Florida. But I remember even back then, that area where you have the Disney Junior stuff and all that, that was an active drawing where they were creating stories, because I don't remember if it was
River
Mulan
Life Sound
was the
Stages.
last one. I can't remember which one of the animated. It was one of the 90 animated movies that came out in the 90s or maybe early
I
2000s.
think it was Atlantis, if I'm not mistaken. I don't recall though.
But it was still active in the early 2000s, and that you could feel the and plus you still had the big sorcerer Mickey's hat over the center. It felt like Hollywood. Now it just feels like a big collection of whatever.
Right. Exactly. And I remember it as MGM.
But I just can't refer to it as MGM anymore because it's totally changed the point.
I know, but that when I that's what I grew up with the MGM.
Yeah, that's me. There's a photo of me and my cousin standing in front of Roger Rabbit, the hole in the wall next to the car as a kid.
And I used to love, there was so many nice things when they had MGM. I don't think they do that. Used to be, I think it was an MGM, or maybe I'm thinking differently, but it was where you could actually sit in a closed room and you could watch people actually draw. They actually showed you people drawing.
Yeah,
And
the
I can't remember,
animators
was it
were, right?
MGM or was it, I can't remember where it was, but I remember that. And I don't think they do that anymore. And I really, truly miss that.
You talking about the
real-
animation tour?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, they had
think it
live
was that.
animators, you know?
Yeah,
Yes.
they still,
You can actually see them creating, and he actually did a story
Mhm.
in front of you.
Yep.
Yeah,
There was a
and
cute
that
little
was
short
really-
that Robin
that
Williams
was
and
really-
Robin Williams and Walter Cronkite did a cute little short for that.
and I think that drew me into Disney. That made me want to love Disney when
Mm,
I saw that.
Now
interesting.
the only way to see someone draw, other than going to Animal Kingdom, where you can do that drawing thing, is you got to go to the art workshop where you can
Yeah.
buy the expensive prints, and there's someone sitting there doing it. That come by
But
my
that-
art, you know?
Or you could buy a caricature.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I will say this. I agree with Jordan on this one. Boy, what's the one big thing that we're missing in Magic Kingdom right now? It's a nighttime parade. Boy, I hope Jordan is right about this. I so hope that
It's coming.
Jordan is right about this.
It is coming, Dave. Did you know that?
It's
Like, they've already
coming,
announced it.
But is it going to be as good as Spectral Magic? Because we all loved
Well-
Spectral Magic, and when it went away, it stunk.
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to be as good as Special Magic per se, because we don't know what it's going to be. But I'll take any nighttime parade this rate. It's long overdue, and we should.
Well,
have
they got to make it capturing, though, John. I mean, speaking for me, when I watch a parade, it's got to be magical. Spectral
I'd rather
Magic,
have something
it was
than not to have anything.
it was magical. Just don't throw something together, slap it on. That would be like, and I hate to say it, and I'm gonna burn myself. That's like me and my sandwiches that I make, where I just stick one piece of bologna between two breads, slap it together, and it's really nothing. It's nothing. And if that's what the parade turns out to be,
In the end.
you're gonna lose people. Spectral Magic, it was more like putting a magical sandwich together.
I don't know if we will lose
Yeah.
people, but let's put it this way:
Katie, Roy.
with your bologna sandwich. Now, yeah, it's a bologna sandwich nobody wants, right? But if you don't have
Now
that
we're getting
sandwich,
into food.
No,
Night,
no.
Katie. Why?
if you don't have that sandwich there, then there's nothing to feed anybody anyways, right? So I'd rather have something than not to have something in this case. If you're talking about another ride, then yes, we can all be picky because there's a million rides that we go to. We can be picky about getting something better than the previous ride. But when we don't have a show for like the last 20 whatever years,
Right.
Disneyland has it, and it goes on and off on their end. It's like, just anything's good at this rate. Then we can talk about improving it. Then we can talk about.
Well, yeah, but if they don't do it right the first thing, it makes no sense, because they've always been about shows and the magic, from the shows to the rides.
Well, look what happened to Enchantment, the fireworks show. That didn't last very long at all because people hated it. But to Jonathan's point, we didn't have. It's not like we went for years without fireworks. The park needs a nighttime parade. I agree with Jonathan 100%.
Oh yeah,
regardless of how
I
good it
agree
is,
with
just
them.
needs
I
one.
agree with them.
For the kids, for anybody, the kids will still
Sure.
enjoy it. That's the
We
point
need
of it.
something to draw people away from those long lines at night.
The one thing I missed at Disney at WDW is we don't have the laser shows. We used to have this like laser show that went off part through the day, and that was like, that captured me as a kid. It's like, we don't have that anymore. Maybe because of planes going overhead, or is this not visible? This is over that. But that was kind of cool, you know.
That's true. But those parades, they do serve a very important purpose, and they're intended to be, of course, entertainment, of course, no question. But they're, from a logistics point of view, they're sponges for people, and they pull people away from the long lines in the attractions. So not having that just causes long lines in the rides.
Boy, is that for sure.
Yeah, because otherwise, what are these people going to do? You know, they're just going to.
But also, regardless of us
And it was
Disney
always
fanatics
just
who are going to like
entertaining.
nitpicking
I
the
always
aspect of it and why we hate it and why we want it. It's there for the new little kids to have memories and to remember.
Sure.
Like, I remember this parade,
Yeah.
whether
Sure.
we adults like it or not.
You know, there's always a great ending to the night. It's like when you saw that, you knew your night was over. You knew it was the time, it was done. Now you could go back to the home or the hotel, and you could sleep easily because you had that last piece of magic in your mind before you left the parks.
Mm.
The one I miss is the good night that they used to do.
Good night kiss?
WDW, the good night thing at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
That was
Good
it.
night kiss.
So I used to get that from my moments when they used to stream at Disneyland because I moderated for them, and that used to be my good night because it's like 4 a.m. by the time I'm done moderating them, they're just getting it at night there. I'm like, now I can call it good night. You know, like, we don't get
Right.
that at ours here.
Yeah.
I grew up on that. Like, why did you get rid of it? It wasn't that hard to implement it back in. This is such a small bit. It's so meaningful, right? You got rid of it.
Well, some of my strongest memories growing up in Disneyland was from the electrical parade, you know?
Right.
Mhm.
The electrical parade, right.
Okay.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna
Okay.
have to,
I was gonna say, wow, we're getting close to that 4-hour mark. We keep it up, we'll
Yeah.
hit a new record at 4 hours.
Well, you were going to bring Gonzo on, right?
yeah,
Hey, Gonzo when Gonzo comes in the next time, we'll make sure we bring him on, and we'll bring Gonzo in.
There you go.
And but anyways, guys, well,
This was fun.
this has been great. I mean, some good conversations, some good points. Obviously, we had some good laughs.
Yeah, we
Even
found Paul's
though
key.
somebody below me tried to cause havoc in chat all night long. I won't know who that is.
I'm just gonna come up.
Trying to hide out with there, Mr. Jonathan. You know, and
I'm just
I'm
Dave.
sorry, you make me dizzy.
Dave, I'm just happy we found Paul's pee.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah. We got it reattached.
But obviously, guys, make sure, and if you haven't yet, make sure you guys please go sign up for Grand and Miraculous. I know John's going to do a great job on his stream, and obviously, you know, he'll get the support from me big time to push him out. And
Well, now I have to figure out what to talk about,
Okay.
but you're too kind. Thank you.
you will,
Oh,
you will.
Lots of
And-
stories.
But you guys are going to do a good job. Obviously, we got 2 good moderators down here, even though Mama D still has trouble keeping everybody else in trouble. Not me, because I'm an angel, but it's the rest of everybody around me that gets into this.
That fan's gonna chop your head off one day.
That's right.
Hey, that's a good halo. See, it's still bright and shiny. But
It's gonna save that here and clean.
It's just a little bit off kilter.
well, nothing's perfect.
Okay.
You guys.
Thank you.
That just did Debbie in.
Yep.
Anyways,
You guys
but
have a
no,
good week.
don't forget Monday night, Disney Life.
And good luck to Samantha.
Yes,
Yes.
and good luck to Samantha. Yes, very much. Please make sure you guys go support her. And on her channel, and because I do know she was doing it to raise money for Give the Kids the World.
Yeah.
So, and I will get with you, Debbie, on.
Yes, please.
I will try to talk with you sometime tomorrow and fill you in on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, please do. Yeah, Pete's gonna be on tomorrow noontime.
Yep.
And then I think he has got the Triple C's after that, and then he has another football game on, and then he has his Insomniacs. So Pete will be on all day.
Well, knowing some of his shows, you hold on you're talking about a wild ride in the wilderness. There you go. That's a real wild
Hold
ride.
on
in
to
the
your
wilderness.
hats and glasses, folks.
We would have lost it all. If
Exactly.
you came on, we would have lost it
Exactly.
all.
But yeah, go make sure you go check out Pete tomorrow. Definitely check out the ladies. Those guys, they do such a great job on the Triple C's.
Yeah.
And I look forward to when Sammy D can get back on there because she added You know, she was a great one there too. So, but I know they got a lot, you know, what going on there. But yeah, check out the Triple C. Check out
And support the Triple D right here.
Yep. Yep.
well, we trust me. The numbers are already up on it tonight.
Good.
So
Yep.
Consistency.
that which is, well, you know, hey,
Yeah.
we're getting close. My big thing is we're getting closer on the view things. Once I get the view thing done, I think we'll hit it. But again,
Yeah.
we're
Next
looking
week
for
I'll
good
put-
things out of this channel.
Next week
But
I'll
like I
see about-
said, it's not just about the growth. It's about it's the type of quality you're bringing here. And this is what I see out of your channel, John, just with the stories you
Yeah.
tell. This is the kind of quality I see that'll be coming to your channel. I foresee it.
Too kind.
And that's what and obviously that's what my Friday, I mean, obviously my other ones are to concentrate on my travel stuff and that, you know, which is great. I hope it grows, but it's more of, I need those to grow, but bring in my customers.
Sure.
I need
Yeah.
my customers for traveling.
I get that. Makes sense.
But this is to bring the best quality and help push out people like you and Samantha and the rest of the Disney community, you know, and showcase my mods because they do a great job for me. Even though
Absolutely.
someone has to sit on a trash can, another one, I don't know what he was wearing when he came in. What the, you know,
There was some
he
talk
had,
about
he
being
had to
half
come in
naked.
with some laughs, but I like it.
Someone
that
was
was
half
awesome.
naked. I don't know which half it was, but
I'm wearing pants, so no.
Yeah.
Pete
Next
made me-
weekend I'm
Well,
not
heck,
sure.
no one wears pants in Pete's stream, so what else?
True.
All right. On that note,
Debbie definitely said, "That's it. I'm out of here."
That's all good about it.
Anyways, guys,
on that note,
I'm gonna say this again, and I like what Tina says, and I like what Doug says. Look, no matter what you do, and I know you guys, and I thank John again for last night, and Debbie and Pete and Molly coming on, because that it was a rough day yesterday for me by the end of the night, but by the time we got through last night's stream, I was smiling, happy, and thing. And that's the best sometimes we can do is share a good laugh, just even if it's just listening or sharing a laugh or, you know, giving them advice.
yeah,
Just reach out to
got me?
somebody and just say hi. You
Yeah.
just by saying hi, you may make somebody's day. So,
that's true.
sounds good.
That's true.
so with that, now I'm going to really say what my ending usually is. From the world of Disney magical theme parks, may you wish upon a star and your dreams come true. Have a magical day. Goodbye, guys.
Good
Have a
night,
great night. And you guys, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Good night.
Have a good
Night.
night.
Time to go sleep.